Starting this one. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Bento Boxcast. This is
Welcome. 12.
episode 12. Thank you so much. I did not know the number. uh, happy whatever day it is today that you're listening to this podcast. If you're listening on the day that it came out with, which is Happy Friday. Yay, the weekend's
Yay.
almost here. Hooray. Um, let's have a great podcast today, Hector. Come on,
Yes, yes, yes.
let's pray to all the anime gods ever. Oh
Mm,
my god. Okay, I
so
prayed to the
many.
anime gods. Yes, and we're gonna have a great podcast. Two beautiful listeners out there. I did this whole see guys. Uh, we this is our second take on this podcast.
Hmm.
I wasn't gonna mention it, Hector, but sorry, I decided to mention it. And I had this whole spiel about how we went and convinced the CEO of Apple to have the Bento Boxcast on Apple Podcast. Um, but I'm gonna skip it because
Oh man, it was good too. Oh
you know
man,
what's
I'm
good. Okay,
so
you know I'm gonna do
salty
it. I'm
that
gonna
it
do it. I'm gonna do it.
happened.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay,
I'm
go
gonna do it. I'm
ahead.
gonna do it. Shh, 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 shh. Okay, forget everything I just said, everybody. All right, let me take out that pen that the men black guys use. Beep. Okay, you guys forgot everything. Beautiful listeners out there, Hector and I have a surprise for you guys. Secret, super secret, fun surprise.
Oh,
Consider it your birthday. Okay,
oh.
guys. Hector and I, we saw that you beautiful listeners have have options to listen to our podcast on Spotify, on YouTube, and anywhere else through the Anchor service. We're like, you know what? It's awesome. We're happy for you guys, but
Mm-hmm.
we are not satisfied until you guys have every single option out there to listen to us. So what me and Hector did, I went to buy, for me, I went to go buy some Reebok running shoes, very comfortable shoes. I also bought those soles you insert into the shoes, like the
Ah,
extra cushiony
yes, yes,
ones.
yes, yes.
Why? You might be asking yourself. Because Hector and I, we literally, with our 2 feet, with my foot and his foot, we tied our feet together. And we're like we three-legged, we three-legged walked. That's how serious we are, guys. We three-legged walked all the way down to the CEO of Apple, to his house, to his private house. I DDoSed him. I have his information. Okay. I'm like, I said, and we walked up right to his door. We knocked on it. We like, knock, 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 knock. And he's like, "Hello, I am the CEO of Apple. What do you need?" And I'm like, "Hey, buddy, listen here." That's what I said. I said, "Hey, buddy, listen here. You don't know who we are, but we're a big shot around here, right? We're big. We're the hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're big. We're the big shots around here." That's what we said to him, right? He's like, "Oh my god, I'm the CEO of Apple, and you guys are the big shots. Well, I gotta listen to this." I said, "Dang straight, CEO of Apple, dang straight." I told him, "You better,
Oh,
you better." No,
oh.
I didn't even put the R in there. That's how serious I am. I said better, not better. I said better. You better put the Bento Boxcast on on Apple Podcast right this instant.
Mm.
He said, well, I don't know. I gotta go to the office. I gotta talk to the CFO of Apple. I gotta talk to the Secretary of State. He had to talk to a lot of people,
Oh.
apparently. And I said, no, sir, you do not, because I give you permission, because I'm the head honcho around here. He
Oh.
said, you know what? As a CEO of Apple, I love your gusto. Let me grab my personal computer, the Mac 2050. He has the newest Mac. It's 2050. It's
Jeez.
exclusive. He's the one that has it. He's the CEO of Apple, dude. He has it. I don't know what to tell you. You know, on there he's like click 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 click. He's typing on his computer. Click, 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 click. Done. Just like that. So then me and Hector, we hitchhiked back all the way back to Chicago.
Mm.
Hector had to suck a few wee weeks together. Is there? It's okay,
Oh.
Hector.
Man, this story was going so good until that. I was like, this is a lot better than the first time.
It's okay, Hector. I won't tell nobody that you sucked a few wee weeks to get us here. It's okay. I won't tell nobody. I told you, I didn't tell anybody. So we got home. Now we're like, and here we are. Surprise! We're on Apple Podcasts.
Yay.
Yay! I love it. It's great.
Oh man, it's honestly so dope that we're on there.
Yes, it is.
Out of our friend group, we're the only successful pod that's been on the Apple Podcast because a certain other podcast just can't get on there.
Oh. Don't get me started on those other dum-dums over there. You know what? I'm gonna get started with those other dum-dums over there. Oh my god. As you guys may or may not know, we kind of have a beef with another podcast here on YouTube, also on Spotify, but I don't think they're on Apple yet because, yeah, they don't let just any trash on Apple. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, the Playing Pod with Alex and John. If you want to listen, let me plug them in. If you guys want to listen to a podcast that talks about video games, TV shows, movies, anything pop culture, these are the guys to listen to. They are funny. They're I don't want to say witty, but they have a good banter between them two, right? And yes, we do talk a lot of smack to each other back and forth, but they are really funny. And their last podcast was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
That was a really, really good one.
With all the goofing and all the smack talking to the side. If you guys want to listen to a really fun podcast that deals with, like I said, video games, pop culture, TV, movies, and all that stuff, these guys, go listen to these guys. It is the Playing Pod with Alex and John on Geek Chart 3000. That is the YouTube channel. Go listen to them. Awesome stuff they got going on over there. Anyways, that's enough of the nice plug. Let me talk about these guys really quick, Hector. Okay? Let me spill the tea, as the kids say.
Go for it.
All right, and then we go back to the anime stuff. Alex, because we're okay with John, right? John's cool with us.
John's a good guy,
right?
You appreciate him.
I honestly feel that he's more Bento than Playing Pod. Deep down in my heart. One of these days, I already know John's gonna jump ship, and there's gonna be a 3-man podcast, and Alex is gonna be alone by himself on the Playing Pod. It's gonna be the Playing Pod with Alex. That's it. And it's gonna be the Bento Boxcast, and then we're gonna be like, "Hey, what's up, everybody?" And John's gonna be like, "Yeah," and then we're gonna have so much fun. We have so much fun here with John here. We're to have fun every day, Hector.
Very true.
The Bento Boxcast. But having John is going to make it even more better. But anyways, Alex has a problem with this. See, the thing is, I don't have a problem with them. They have a problem with us. Okay, who started this, Hector?
Oh, it was definitely them. We're just retaliating. Right. It's self-defense, really.
We are defending ourselves. Okay. See, we could have Alex could have left it alone last week, right?
Very true.
But he decided to keep going. Why? Because he's a bully. He's a liar. He's a hypocrite. Okay. He scratches his butt.
Oh.
He digs in his butt crack, and then he licks his fingers. I saw him do it.
That's gross.
Don't tell me how I know, but I saw him do it. Okay, so I don't spy on him or anything like that. Okay.
He was bold enough to do that in front of you?
Yeah. He was.
That's insane.
In the privacy of his own home, in his room by himself, as I was peeking in through a window. But don't ask me questions about that. Okay?
What?
Okay, don't ask me questions how I got to his balcony and I was peeking through his window without him knowing I was there. Don't ask me questions about that stuff, okay, Hector? I'm not stalking him or anything, okay? Don't ask me questions about that. I don't want to hear it. Okay? I just want to say that he picks his butt and then he licks it. That's all I got to say about that, okay? Now, these guys want to talk smack and say that we don't know how to do this, we don't know how to do that, and that we're this and that. Guys, you know what? Guys, go listen to their podcast and tell me who has the better segues.
Oh.
I can tell you right now that we got better segues than them. And you know what? I'm gonna give Alex some props. I'm gonna give some props. The last podcast, he had some good segues. But you know why he had some good segues?
Because they were scripted.
Because he's copying us.
Oh,
he's copying us. Okay? He's seeing how we work, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna follow that. I'm gonna follow their plan. And you know what? Also, I'm pretty sure they did script it. So Alex is here talking all that smack, but he's copying us. And also now
Mm.
they're starting to copy some of our segments.
That's
What's
very
the deal
true.
with that? They're
All
over
I
here trying
know.
to call us out, saying, "Hey, you guys can't do a game show." But here these guys saying, "Oh, let's do this, let's do this." That is literally from our podcast. What's going on here?
Look, all I can say is that we're gonna have Bento Box LLC lawyers contact them because you know what? It's just not right. They can't just take our genius A1 ideas and just spin it in their little video game swap. How, what? Be original.
Exactly. Exactly. Please leave us alone. Okay? Oh my god, I'm done. I'm trying to talk about those dum dums
That's
and
it.
their messed up hairlines.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. Oh heck, I'm so upset. Oh my god, they got me so angry.
Mm.
I'm so mad. I'm just punching the air right now.
Party
Like,
poopers.
I'm imagining Alex's face is in front of me, and I'm just like punching it.
Just punch
You
the
know,
air.
I'm just punching the air. That's how angry I am. But anyways, let's move on. It's enough talking about little, little, the little side things that got going on. That's enough talking about them. Those dum dums over there. Let's move on to a segment that I love, Hector. Now, don't get me wrong. I love all our segments. I love every single one of them.
True, very true.
Okay, but I also, but this one's kind of special to me.
Mm.
Comments, the beautiful
Yes.
comments. I love them. I love seeing the beautiful listeners interact with us, letting us know what they think, their opinions, all that beautiful stuff. I love it, and I love reading it. I love talking about it with you. Let's get into it.
Oh.
Let's start. I want to start off with one comment. It's a new commenter, by the way, guys. A new commenter.
Ooh.
Yay! And we need a sound. We're like, yay! Woo! Woo! That's the one thing. That's the one thing that I would definitely steal from Alex and John is that soundboard. I wish we had a soundboard.
We'll get there. I'm sure we will.
Right, right. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say closing statement about Alex and John. Fudge Alex. I forgot to say that. Fudge Alex.
Yes.
Anyways, so new commenter here. Now, I don't want to hype him up too much, Hector.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but this comment made me cry tears of joy. I had flashback. I felt like I was being ascended to heaven reading this comment. I felt pure joy and ecstasy running through my whole body
Oh,
reading this comment.
Okay.
Okay. If we ever had a comments Hall of Fame, that's the best comments ever to show up on the Bento Boxcast comments section.
Mm.
This comment I would nominate and I would induct myself. Okay? That's how much I love this comment. This comment needs to be taken from this comment section, framed, and hanged in a museum. Forever and ever. That's how beautiful this comment is.
Okay.
The Pablo Picasso of comments. The what's another famous person that I can say it is?
Da Vinci.
The Da Vinci. I was going to say the Da Vinci Code. Yeah, the Da Vinci. I'm gonna go with it. The Da Vinci Code of comments. Figure it out. Ooh, here you go. The Steve Jobs of comments. Huh? Like that? Okay. Check it out, everybody listening. I'm pretty sure. See, the thing is, I'm hyping it up a lot, and it's not even going to be enough. When you guys are going to listen to this comment, your minds are going to be exploding. Like, oh my god, I can't believe it's so beautiful. Okay, here we go. Prepare yourself. Sit down, everybody. Okay, you might faint listening to how beautiful this comment is.
I'm seated.
Good. Pedro, our friend Pedro said, "I hate the Playing Pod podcast. Alex is the worst. I love it. I cried for 3 hours straight. I cried tears of joy. I went to church after this. This is how happy I was. Okay? Thank you. Thank you, Pedro, for finally someone said it. That's not just us. Because I feel like people think, oh, these guys they're just talking smack, this and that, whatever. here's an outsider. Here's someone who's not part of the podcast. Just an everyday listener, just like you beautiful listeners out there. And he says that he hates the playing pod. That Alex is the worst. I cannot agree anymore. Pedro, I will be sending you money because that's how much I love you. And please, I am willing and I'm excited to hear from you in the future. I love it.
Ooh.
I love it, love it. Ooh, I might even get that tattooed on my arm. Not gonna lie. Okay, I love this comment so much. I'm gonna make it as my wallpaper on my phone, so every time I take out my phone and I see it, I'm happy.
Mm.
I cry. Okay, moving on. Moving on from that comment. Of course, we have our main man, the one, the only,
Oh.
Josue Guevara, right?
Oh,
Did I say
okay,
that right?
okay, I see you.
Right. Okay. He threw down in the comment section. He said, "Let me show y'all how it's done. You newbies, you new guys around here. Let me show you how it's done." All right. First comment in relation to our friendship. I don't know if you remember, but I was talking about how me and Josue were best friends. He said, "I don't know who he's been hanging out with, but it ain't me."
Oh.
LMFAO. I get pepperoni, and I don't remember how to say that.
It's jardiniere.
Giardiniera, thank you. Which, like you said, it was like peppers and oil. It's spicy, stuff like that. He's talking about pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now the reason he's talking about pizza is because every Sunday, me and my best friend Josue, which I call him Jojo, on Sundays, we we hang out. We eat pizza, and we play basketball. We play bowling. We play badminton. We play all the sports that start with B.
Ooh, okay.
Our hangout sections are called P and B.
Ooh.
Okay. Pizza and basketball. Pizza and baseball. Pizza and whatever else we're doing, right? Body checks. Sometimes we do some body checks. You know what a body check is?
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Yeah. Because we throw down. Because we're men.
Okay.
Okay? And we do body checks after we eat pizza. Because only that's what real men do.
Mm.
Okay? We throw down. Now, my best friend Josue here is saying that, like, hey, I don't know this guy. I don't know what he's talking about. See, that's how our friendship works.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Outside of Sundays, we don't know each other.
Ooh.
I don't know who he is.
Okay.
He don't know who I am. But every Sunday we get together. We order some pizza, some pepperoni, some peppers, like he said. Whatever other toppings I said we put on. I forgot what else I said in the past. We eat pizza. We play basketball. We do body checks. We have so much fun. So much fun we have on Sundays. And then we go home, and I don't know him anymore until next Sunday.
Ooh.
That's just our friendship is. And I feel like I shouldn't need to explain it to you people. Okay? Friendships, he's my friend. Okay?
That's
Jojo, my best friend. Oh my god, moving on. I feel like I shouldn't need to explain to you guys about my friendships, but whatever. Anyways, moving on from that. Josue also said, this is talking about, this next comment relates to what we were talking about last week, Hector, about us back in the day being afraid to be open about our love with anime. More so you than me, right? Because you were just like, no way, not telling anybody ever, right?
For the most part, yeah.
I found maybe one or two people I can talk to, but I mostly just bugged my friends about it. So Josue said, you guys are too old to care about what others think. Enjoy what you enjoy and love it. I know a guy that stands the F out of Ariana Grande. He doesn't care what others think.
Ooh.
I think you should. Wait, what? I'm sorry. I don't think you should limit yourself to opening up about stuff. Hector and I got one of our coworkers to open up about his anime watching.
Mm-hmm.
He called them quote unquote cartoons to get away with it. It was Baki, by the way, which is the anime that he was watching. Josue continues on. He was embarrassed to open up. Well, once he got over that, he opened up about other anime he watched on Netflix, and we threw some other recommendations at him. Pretty much, they also recommended some more things to him. Now, I want to say, Josue, before I want Hector to answer a few questions about this, is that nowadays I don't care. I'll tell anybody if they ask me or of anything. Now, my point was pretty much is that like it's kind of hard to go up to anybody. Like for example, that kid I was talking about had the Luffy hat.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know how I don't know this kid's age. Why haven't he's underage? He's like 16 or 17, right? I'm almost 30. Why am I going up to this kid and be like, "Hey, you watch anime?" Like, like that was my point. But if if I'm talking to another adult and anime comes up, I'm gonna talk about it. I like anime.
Yeah, I mean,
not
why
gonna
not?
hide from it. Nowadays I'm not gonna hide from it. When I was in high school, yes, I wasn't as open about it, but with time it changes, right? Now to show you, I want to prove a point to Josue here. To show you, Josue, that I don't care what people think. It's pretty clear that I don't care because I've talked about how much I love moe anime and girly and romance anime and how I cry and I like watching these slice of life. Like I watch some girly ass anime, okay? But I'm gonna take it to a whole nother level. We'll crank it up a notch.
Mm.
It's not related to anime, but
Mm.
I love, I geek out, I stand, as he said it, over Taylor Swift. T-Sizzle,
Wow.
like I call her. She's also my best friend. T-Sizzle. I love Taylor Swift. I love her music. Okay? I love it. And I'll tell anybody who listens. I don't care. She's the best. Recognize, okay? I also like to bump Lady Gaga.
Oh.
Okay? And sometimes, depending on how I feel, Katy Perry. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. This is how I go. That's how I roll, Hector. Bumping Taylor Swift loud in my car. I don't care who sees me. I'm gonna do it. Okay? Got a problem with that, Hector?
No, man, because honestly, like he said, he has a friend who stands Ariana Grande. I too stand Ariana Grande, and I will die
Okay,
on that
there you
hill.
go. There you go. I don't get it. I don't like her, but hey, I get it. Respect.
Power
Respect.
to power to the people.
Right.
To each their
Respect.
own. Okay.
Okay. Now I do have a small beef with your friend here. He says he likes Baki. Baki is a trash show. I don't know why he likes it, but hey, again, like you said, to each his own. Okay. Now, Hector, you are part of this comment. What did you guys recommend this fella over here? Just really quickly, what you guys told him?
Yeah. So essentially, the guy he's talking about, right? He is one of the older generation. I'm not gonna call him like super old, but he's like early 40s, late 30s. And how it worked was like we were talking about anime one day just amongst us two, and then he kind of overheard the conversation, or I forget if we asked him just directly, or if he kind of just jumped in because he heard something that he liked. But or actually no, I think he actually saw me watching anime at work because that's how ballsy I am.
Right.
Like
Love
I
it.
just
I love
don't
it.
care. I'm gonna watch anime, especially if
Right.
on my lunch break.
Some etchy anime, right?
No.
No headphones on.
With headphones on. It might be etched, but I'm always hiding like at work, so they can't see the screen. But I have my headphones in, so there's that. But no, I think there was one time. Actually, okay, I think I remember. So he saw me watching anime, and he asked me like, "Oh, do you actually watch anime?" I was like, you see me watching it, right? So then we started talking about it amongst the three of us, and essentially we kept bringing up like different animes that we like to watch, and we found out that he only really likes fighting animes. So and there's nothing wrong with it, but he's more of a surface level anime viewer. He likes the Dragon Ball Z's, the the Bakis, the things like that. Especially if he can find it on Netflix or Hulu, like that's his main two sources of anime. He doesn't he won't invest in Crunchyroll. He won't do any of that. So he's very very stuck to recommend me Netflix animes or recommend me Hulu animes. And I recommended him My Hero and things like that. But to be honest, I kind of feel like the recommendations fell on deaf ears. But I mean, hey, we recommended him, and it was really surprising to hear that he likes anime, but to him he called them cartoons. And yeah, I mean, we like I said, we recommended him action animes. Did he watch them? I have no idea. The one he did watch, was One Punch Man, which me and you have said before in the past, where it's like super easy to get into that one. Like it's really not that hard. It's a bread and butter anime. Yeah, it's just super simple. So like that one, I'm not surprised about, but the anime scene or the action scenes in that anime are super fantastic. So I could see why.
Right, of course. Okay, okay, nice. I'm glad that he was able to open up about anime. That's
Mm-hmm.
cool. Moving on. The last comment that Josue gave us that three-piece combo, right?
Oh, delicious.
He was beating us up with these comments. Now, here's his last comment. Here's the uppercut of his combination. The last hit right here. That's what it said. Started watching The Misfit of Demon King Academy, the show that I was talking about the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
I am so annoyed. I hate when people are so oblivious to the things right in front of them. This man used his heartbeat as a weapon and used magic not seen for 2 millennia. Rafa made all the right points. Oh, I love to
Oh.
hear that, Hector. I love it when I get praised because I did make the right points. Because he is also right. This show is stupid. I was also annoyed by it. See, that's the thing, guys. I was talking about this show and how dumb it is, and if you guys want to hear myself go into detail about it, it's in the last episode. Go check it out. But this is kind of like a nice little recap. This guy is overpowered. He's doing stuff that nobody's ever seen before, but nobody really cares about it. That's annoying. Someone should care about it. That's the point that he's making. That's the point that I made, and we agree with each other because Josue is my best friend. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Beautiful comment. And, oh my God, this comment section is so long. I feel like we've been here for hours, but I love it. I'm spending hours that I'm enjoying. We have our last comment. Okay, this guy's been here before.
Oh.
Okay, it's John from the Plain Pot. Oh my God!
Oh, those
In
guys.
our comment section, he said. By the way, guys, when he was here on 2 episodes ago, on episode 10, he recommended anime to us, which we talked about on the last episode, episode 11.
Mm-hmm.
And I was recommended Akame ga Kill. I said that right?
Yeah, you got it.
Great, cool. So this is pretty much John's opinion, his take about what we talked about, pretty much. It says here. I think it's important to note that when Rafa called me about Akame ga Kill, it was during this crazy tornado storm that hit Chicago. You remember that? You remember that storm,
I
Hector?
do.
There were trees everywhere. I saw a cow flying through the air.
My internet went
So
out. I was pissed.
Hector's internet went out. I saw a guy in his car flying around like in Harry Potter, but he wasn't a wizard. I don't know. I'm like, hey man, you're not a wizard. How's your car flying? He's like, it's the tornado. I'm like, okay, have a good day. That's what I said to the guy. So yeah, it was crazy. It was really crazy for like a half an hour, and then it just stopped. So then continuing on with John's comments is, so I'm over here thinking something happened to Rafa, and he's like, I'm loving the show already. Just wanting you to know. And he put like the laughing emoji. I wish we could have John record it because John does his impression of me. I just find it funny because I have somewhat, I don't say a deep voice, but my voice has some bass to it.
Mm.
And the way that John does it, I find it really funny. I can't recreate it because it's my voice. I'm trying to recreate my own voice. That's insane. But John does it in a really funny way. Well, hopefully we have him on here next time. We could ask him to do it, so you could kind of get an idea. I'm reading it the way he would say it to me.
Yeah.
Moving on, it says, I'm also thinking about how Hector hasn't finished the shows Rafa suggested,
Oh.
even not fulfilling the 3 episode rule. Mm, mm. Spill the tea. But finished all of No Game No Life. But man, John, there's a lot of errors in here. I'm very happy you guys both liked the shows I picked and bunch of heart emojis.
Oh,
Also, Hector had me laughing at how much he didn't like the banana show.
that's so dumb.
LMAO.
Absolutely dumb.
So, so pretty much what I was gonna say, Alex, what John is talking about is that as you guys know, we have anime swap. We recommend each other anime every week, and like I said, I was hurt. I was devastated that Hector here finished the whole show that John recommended, but hasn't touched any of the shows that I recommended. I'm so hurt.
That is not
So
true. I have been watching. I haven't finished them. Don't get me wrong. I haven't finished them, but I've been watching. I picked up K-On! Again. I kind of continued watching it and things like that. So I haven't finished them, but I did basically finish all of No Game No Life in like 2 days. So
okay. Now that's all the comments. Thank you so much, everybody who commented. I love every single one of them. Oh, there's one comment I left out, but I feel like we should just move on. It's a spam comment anyways, so who cares? But one thing, Hector, I just want to point out: how does it feel
ooh,
that you're being criticized about not finishing the 3 episode rule?
you know what? He was here, and truthfully, I'm gonna get into it as well because the same issue occurred for this anime swap, and I wasn't exactly too happy about it, sir.
Oh, bro.
No. I've watched all 3 episodes,
Okay.
but I'm saying I could not find it on Funimation, on
Yeah.
Crunchyroll, on
Yeah.
Netflix, or Hulu.
Yeah. I have some bad news for you, buddy. But we'll get into that when we get to anime swap. Okay. We'll get into that. We'll get to anime swap. But yeah, let's try to keep up with the
With the
rules,
program.
huh? Yeah, with the program. But yeah, thank you for all the comments, guys. I loved every single one. We both always appreciate being able to read your comments, being interact with you guys. As always, comment down below in the comment section here on YouTube. If you're listening to on Spotify or any other platform that is not YouTube, you can always tweet at us at Bento Boxcast on Twitter. We'll read those too. Speaking about love, hey, like that?
I do.
Like that?
That was nice.
Thank you. Speaking about love, this is our next topic. We're going to talk about our first anime love, our first anime crush, or our first waifu
Ooh.
ever in anime. Okay? The first moment that our heart went doki doki, and we said, "Oh my god, look at that character." I'm going to start, okay?
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
Because I feel like mine's pretty easy. I feel like mine's pretty straightforward. I want to see what else. I want to see what you got, Hector, because I'm really interested to see what you got to say.
Okay.
Mine was Sakura from Naruto.
Oh, classic.
Yes. Now, this was back in the day where everybody hated Sakura. 'Cause this was in the time frame where Sakura didn't really do much in the story. This is before Shuripin. I feel like Shuripin, that's when she really started, being more of having more an impact on the story.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like Sakura really didn't do much in the first part of Naruto. I could be remembering it wrong, but to me it just seemed like all she did was cry, get in the way, and complain about Sasuke and Naruto. I could be wrong, but that's what I remember. But even though she was my first crush, she was my first waifu for sure.
Wow. Okay. Kind of surprising, honestly, but I mean, I can see it. Mine actually might surprise you. I don't think you'd probably guess this. And the thing is, I feel like it's a tie between two characters because I kind of watched both of these animes around the same time. When I first kind of started getting into anime, so I would say it's a tie between Rukia Kuchiki from Bleach and Bulma from Dragon Ball.
Rukia, that's the girl that brought Ichigo, right?
Yeah, like the girl with the black hair that stabbed Ichigo to become a Shinigami. Yeah.
She's awesome.
Yeah, so
She's
those
awesome.
I would say between them two, that's like my first anime crush waifu. I would say Rukia maybe still holds up as like a honorable mention, but obviously the new characters come in and they just take places of others that I would be surprised at. But Bulma kind of fell off really hard, especially with like Dragon Ball Super. Yeah, I don't know. She just fell off really hard. I love my Mizuhara-chan though. Oh, Mizuhara.
Whew. Oh my god. You know what, man? Speaking about freaking rent a girlfriend, let's just get into rent a girlfriend,
Ooh.
dude.
It's that
Let's just
segment,
get
the
into
number
it.
one Rent-A-Girlfriend podcast.
For real. Bro, oh my god. I love the new girl. I love her.
Oh my! I had such not issues, but I was super nervous about this last episode. Like extremely nervous.
I knew it. Spoiler alert, everybody. We're gonna spoil Rent a Girlfriend. I knew it. I knew it from the start that she showed up. She was another Rent a Girlfriend. The second that Bucktooth idiot said, "I have a girlfriend," I figured out the episode.
Wait, but like they don't openly say that she's a Rent-A-Girlfriend, right? Like obviously
No,
you
they
can
don't.
tell. Like I can tell. Like they look super like
Right.
obvious, and then the fact that they both leave, but then you like in my head when she's like, "Oh, I gotta go," all randomly, and they don't say goodbye. Like when even when the main character noticed like, oh, they don't kiss or hug or say goodbye. They just say bye bye and walk away. And then he's like, oh, and then they both randomly say they gotta go, right? Like the Bucktooth guy, he's like, oh, I gotta go this way, blah blah. I had something else to do. So in my head, I'm thinking, all right, they're just gonna go around the corner, meet up, and you know, and give her the money or whatever. Maybe they have quick pay in this anime, but like, yeah, I don't know. I was just super surprised. I was like, yeah, this feels like a super Rent-A-Girlfriend vibe.
I'm telling you, the second he showed up and said, "I have a girlfriend," I'm like, "Bro, you do not have a girlfriend. You're lying, and you have a Rent a Girlfriend." I knew it. I knew it. I had that figured out like immediately. It was such a fun episode. I like her a lot. I just love her. Like, okay, she kind of feels like a tsundere, kind of,
She
you
does.
know.
I definitely got that vibe.
And as you know, Hector
You
and
love
beautiful listeners,
tsunderes.
I love tsunderes. That's my thing. That is my number one pick. With these like I don't say like types or archetypes or whatever with these characters, but
Mm-hmm.
if they tend to be tsundere, they tend to be high on my list. Okay. And just she's that I love that. I want to see more of her. I can't wait to see how that's gonna happen. Now, what I'm interested in is the fourth girl. I wonder how that's gonna work.
Yeah, I was literally just
Be-
gonna say, I don't know, man.
because I don't actually. This is pure speculation. You know, I haven't read anything. Or if there is a manga, I don't even know if there is a manga. You know, I don't know anything. All I know is whatever happened in the last episode. But what I'm suspecting is that the fourth girl. I don't know. I feel like this is a bit of a reach, but I feel like the fourth girl is not a random girlfriend. I feel like she's an actual, just like a regular random ass girl, and that she's actually gonna have feelings for the main guy, but she's too shy to approach the main guy, and the main guy's an idiot because all anime main protagonists are idiots in romance anime and don't ever see when the girl's crushing on him. And I feel like Mitsuhara, maybe even the other girl, are gonna try to help the shy girl to get with this guy.
Hmm. But that's the thing. It's
It's
like I want Mizuhara to end up with the main character,
right, right.
and I feel like okay, it's going this direction where it's like an anime that I think I've brought it up in a previous pod episode, and I think I've talked to you about, but like Nisekoi, where like
Yes.
you think it's going one direction with one girl, and then at the end it just flips it on your head.
hmm I don't see that. What I looking like, I know I did it. I know I just kind of gave what I thought was what I think is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, if I'm being like logically, he's most likely going to end up with Mizuhara.
Mm-hmm.
If not, it's going to do that thing where he doesn't end up with anybody, type of thing. You know, a lot of shows do that where
Yeah.
there's never concluded. It's either gonna do that. It's either gonna be Mizuhara, or it's not gonna, or he's gonna, he's not gonna with anybody. They're gonna leave it open at the
I'm
end,
gonna be
which
a
is
little
the
upset
worst.
if it
It's
becomes
the
a harem, to be honest.
I don't see that. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening at all because Mitsuhara, right? She you can okay, for sure you can tell Mitsuhara has some feelings for him. Okay, it's there. They're hinting at it. She not might be open to it yet. She might not even acknowledge it yet, but it's there. You can see it. You know, they're hinting
Hmm.
at it. Uh, what's her name? Mimi, right? Or
Yeah,
Meme? I
maybe
forgot her
Chan.
name.
Yeah.
Mimi-chan. She can go to heck. She's not coming around. She is just being a total B word. Nah, that's not gonna happen. Uh, the blue haired girl that I can see her crushing on main guy. I can see that.
Yeah,
I can
especially
see
with
that.
like the vibe that they were giving off. I was like,
Yeah, and we still haven't seen we still don't know how the fourth girl is, so that's still kind of like a unknown factor. You know,
mm-hmm.
we don't know how that's going to turn out, but I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It was such a fun episode. The whole rock climbing thing was great. I like how the bug tooth guy planned that all to have them rock climb so you could just look at their butts. That was so funny. Such a funny joke. Um, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for the next episode. Can't
I'm
wait to see
super
where this
excited.
goes.
I love this anime. I think it's really good. I don't know. I think it's like a super sleeper surprise pick that I was not expecting to enjoy as much as I do. Um, so yeah,
The
I mean
thing is,
I'm super excited for it.
I don't feel it's a sleeper. I'm pretty sure this is like really high up there in the popularity.
Well, I mean like sleeper isn't like it was that's a better term for me. It was low on my radar. I was not
Okay,
expecting it
okay.
at all to I guess get to where it's at now for me. So yeah, I mean I for sure say like double down on it. Like this is my favorite anime that's not a continuation of summer 2020.
Okay. Now we did kind of bring this up last week. Now but for me, it's just a little update for me. Uh Maki's still number one of my current waifus. Usuharu's number two, but this girl with
Oh.
the blue hair, she's catching up, dude. I'm telling you, bro. I have a soft spot for Sundaras, and she was so good. Just the little time she was on screen, I'm like I'm just enjoying all of this here. So we'll see where that goes from there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for it. Like I said, I mean, I just love it. I can't wait. I think it comes out like every Saturday, and I said that in a weird way because I don't know. I think it does come out every Saturday. Like that's when it gets updated. If not, early in the week. One of the two.
Yeah, I'm always every day I open up Crunchyroll to see if it's been updated. If not, then I just go watch something else. Just every day I'm always checking to see if the new episode is out. But speaking of new and uh checking. Oh man, I just checked it. Wow, that was bad. Man, I think accent rub off on me a little bit over here. Anyways, guys, let's just move on. Let's ignore that segue. Okay, thanks. Uh oh, Hector, look at the time. Oh my
Oh
God,
no.
jeez Louise, it's 8:28. Oh my God, we're always late on this. We could never be on time. You know what it is, Hector?
Oh my God! It must be time for the news.
Oh, hello everybody. This is Channel 69 Anime News with our anime correspondent, the one, the only Hector
Ooh.
V-Man.
We have gotten to the meat and potatoes of the show today because there is literally so much to talk about today.
So much news.
There is a plethora of news that's going to be coming out for you guys
It's
right
real
now,
news.
and it's some
Real
crazy
news.
stuff. I honestly want to start off with this one because it's something that we've talked about before. So, Avatar: The Last Airbender. If you guys did not know, if you guys live under a rock, right, or truthfully just aren't really on the lookout for something like this, Avatar: The Last Airbender was actually getting a live action adaptation on Netflix, which is really interesting because live action adaptations of animations or just shows in general don't always go that well. But the cool part
Depending,
about
but
this was that we
yeah,
had like the creators from Avatar, right?
the main guys, the original guys.
Yeah, so like the cool part about it is that they were working hand in hand with them, trying to make sure they had the best possible creation for the fans and just for a good representation of the show. However, literally recently, they jumped ship. They said, you know what, we can't do this anymore. We just don't like the way Netflix is taking this and what they're going to do with it. And one of the biggest reasons as to why they jumped ship was that they wanted to cast white people for roles that might not necessarily really need that representation, but instead they need the actual representation of what they're based off of, right? So a lot of the characters and nations and things like that in Avatar are Asian based or have some kind of connections to a different culture or things like that. So they wanted to kind of keep it more truer to the source material and kind of just make sure it had the best possible representation for all things Avatar. But Netflix had other plans, and so the creators decided, you know what, we just can't do this anymore, and we're just going to leave. We're just going to not be associated with this, and I'm really worried to see if they continue with the creation of this.
Props to the creators for leaving. I love it. Stick to your guns. Don't let corporate America tell you what to do. Love it. I'm giving them an A plus plus.
Oh,
Okay. Um, I I have a feeling it's gonna turn out like
the movie.
Death Note.
Oh,
No, like Death Note. Or even the movie, right? Yeah, even the movie. Bet you, check it. I bet you that Netflix said, you know what? We're working on Avatar: The Last Airbender. We got the creators here, but we need another perspective. Hmm. I know. M. Night Shyamalan. They bring him in, and he's like, everybody, listen to me. We have to, everybody, white people, everybody, the whole cast. Listen to me. I made a movie about this. I know. And then Netflix like, he makes so much sense. He made a movie. He made what's that movie he made? I was saying Ghost, but that's not the right. The Sixth Sense.
oh.
He made. What other movies he made?
I don't know, man. All I know is I tend to avoid a lot of his movies because they're not
Well, he
that
made The
good.
Sixth Sense, and Netflix is a huge fan. Like I know this. I know this by. Don't ask me how I know this, but Netflix loves The Sixth Sense. That's their favorite movie ever. Okay, the whole Netflix company loved The Sixth Sense. And they're like, you know what?
That's the stipulation for joining Netflix. You want to work here? You
Yeah,
gotta like The Sixth Sense.
you have to love The Sixth Sense. That's to be your favorite movie ever. And they said, you know what? We love you, M Night Shyamalan. So we're gonna listen to you. We're gonna whitewash the new Avatar: The Last Airbender because we love The Sixth Sense and we love Bruce Willis, and we're gonna put and we're gonna put Bruce Willis in the movie. That's what Netflix said. Don't question my sources. Okay,
Bruce
this
Willis
this
is
is
gonna
what
be
happened.
Zuko.
Exactly. See, they were planning to have Bruce Willis as Zuko and as Aang.
Mm,
They're gonna do
wow.
that thing. Remember that movie where Will Smith was fighting himself? It
Yeah,
was like young Will
Gemini or
Smith.
whatever.
Yeah, so they were gonna do that with this Avatar movie. So Aang was gonna be a younger Bruce Willis, as Zuko was gonna be now Bruce Willis. That's what they were planning. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Again, don't question my sources. Right? Just
Okay.
believe
Okay.
everything I'm saying. Okay. This is all true. Okay. This is all true. So then the creators of Avatar, The Last Airbender, the original creators, they said, this is not what we want to do. We don't want to whitewash. We hate Bruce Willis. We hate him. That's what they said. I remember that. I remember that clearly. He said, we out of here. We're scramming. And then they got on their mopeds and they went home. They ride mopeds. Again, don't question me. But joking aside, they pretty much, what the creators don't want what happened with M. Night Shyamalan in that, because this somewhat connects to us because when we had Alex on our on here in episode 4, we actually watched The Last Airbender, the live action M Night Shyamalan movie, and
Terrible
it
time.
was a piece of garbage, trash movie. It was the worst out of the 5 movies we watched. It was the worst one.
Hmm.
I could not stand that movie. Okay, and if I'm in like the perspective of the creators, knowing how much they already screwed up this their property with that movie, I would try everything in my power for to not let that happen again. Okay, and Netflix has a good record of doing these adaptations, things like that. Like Umbrella Academy is great. House of Cards. Well, I don't even know how House of Cards works, but like Umbrella Academy, like that's such a like really great example of an adaptation, right? Of them not screwing it up. So I felt like Netflix. I feel like Netflix has a decent track record, right? I feel like that's what it is. But then like you said, Netflix is trying to switch things up, trying to change too many things,
Hmm.
and the creators just like, nah, bro, this is ain't. We're not with this. Either you keep it how we want it, or we bounce. And Netflix said, well, you best get the bouncing, my feller.
Jeez.
So they got out of there, and it really sucks. It really sucks that Netflix just doesn't want to.
Make money.
That they don't. Right, they're trying to do the whole whitewashing thing. It's like, come on, bro. Like, just listen to the creators. How just they're the main guys. They made the show. You have them there for a reason. How are you not gonna like take your opinion seriously or whatever? I don't know. It's a mess.
I'm guessing this is gonna get canceled like after season one. Like if it's a total flop, it's gonna get super canceled. And yeah, I mean, it's just another thing that's gonna hurt the show in general. I mean, I know. Well, I don't know if you knew this, but they're gonna try to essentially continue the original show on Netflix, I believe. The actual cartoon itself. So they're gonna try to continue it, make a season four, and just kind of doing off of episodes based off of like the books that they created afterwards to kind of continue the story because they kind of
Uh-huh.
hard stopped after defeating Fire Lord Ozen, or Sozin. No, that's Sozin's comet. So Ozai. I don't know. The Fire Lord, right? They defeated him and then they kind
Right.
of hard stopped there. And so they're gonna make another season afterwards to continue the story and just kind of better end it off, or just essentially kind of rake in more money because Avatar is has such a huge fan base. Um,
Right.
so I mean,
And
yeah.
and also just to kind of back up what you're saying about how big of a fan base it has, they just added Legend of Korra, which is a continuation slash spin-off type thing from the first original run of Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I think it's like number two on
Mm-hmm.
like the top rankings or something like that. Um, I kind of don't want them to continue it. I think I like the way it ended with them with Aang defeating the Fire Lord, and then it ends there, and then you find out through bits and pieces here and there through the Legend of Korra about their past. I kind of like how that was handled, even though I'm not a big fan of Legend of Korra. I haven't really finished it,
Mm-hmm.
but the few parts that I did see that did kind of like call back to the original group. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, sometimes I feel like sometimes you don't need to know the whole story.
Yeah, I
You know.
mean, truthfully, I would say I enjoyed The Legend of Korra. It wasn't Avatar: The Last Airbender, so don't go in there, thinking that. But at the same time, I think it had its great parts about it. It was definitely um, more of a older age generation type mindset when you kind of watch some of the topics that you see in the show, sexuality, jealousy, things like that, which you hardly ever got in like little minuscule doses, in Avatar: The Airbender. Um, so I mean, Korra has its great moments, but it's also it's a roller coaster. It has its ups and downs. But I'm actually
Mm.
super super excited to see that it's like up there number two in what's most watched on Netflix. It deserves it, I think, and like you said, yeah, it just fully encompasses how huge the show and the fan base is. So to see Netflix, say, nah, man, we're not gonna listen to you guys. We're gonna do whatever we want with this live action. Like, ooh, I'm more scared than I am excited for the show now, just because of the fact that they did leave.
Yeah, it's gonna the the anime adaptation. Even though some people don't consider it an anime, but I do. I don't care. Fight me. The anime to live action adaptation seems like it's gonna continue down the bad route. Like we're not gonna have a good one just yet. Even though Akita Bad Angel wasn't that bad, but we haven't had like that one like really good one, like that
Hmm.
top tier. This is how it's supposed to be done, Um, like for example, like for like video games, the Sonic movie was really good.
I did. I
I
like the
was,
Sonic movie a lot.
yeah, I was
It's
so
definitely a
like,
one-time watch, though, for sure. I couldn't
eh,
watch it again.
not for Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was so much
I
fun.
mean, he was great, but essentially it was just the Grinch without the fur.
No, it what?
Yeah.
Oh my god. You know what? Let's move on because
Welcome to
this
the
is not
Bento
a.
Boxcast, the pop
This is
culture and anime podcast.
right, exactly. Oh my god. Anyways, hopefully Netflix gets their head out of their butts and they realize the mistake they're making, but most likely not. So then we're gonna have another Shyamalan Last Airbender in their hands, and or another Death Note uh live action.
Yeah, I'm not excited for it, but you know what I am excited about? Recently, there was an announcement from Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll, my favorite site. Hashtag not an ad. Hashtag whenever we get to that point, I can't wait to do an ad for Crunchyroll for you guys who are the viewers. Because I don't know if you knew this, but like a lot of like anime centric YouTube channels, like they have a code for Crunchyroll.
But
They
that
said if you get
deals, those
exactly.
deals,
So when we
man.
get there, ooh, I'm excited. But anyways, Crunchyroll recently surpassed over 1 million paid subscribers, which is
Wow.
insane. And it just goes to show how, like we talked about in the last pod, anime is on the up and up, man. Like if you're not riding the wave, man, you're gonna be considered a noob because it's just getting up
A
there and up
dummy.
there. Oh,
A stupid head.
these are Rafa's words, not mine. But I do agree. And they also have 20 million registered users in general. But essentially, they have 1 million paid subscribers, which is incredibly insane. It's like just mind boggling to see that 1 million people. I'm assuming this is US. I could be wrong, but 1 million people in the US pay for a subscription to Crunchyroll. And dude, it's just. Like, I love Crunchyroll, man. You watch such great shows on there. Granted, you're not going to get every single show, so you got to look at other sites and things like that. But
Majority of shows are
yeah,
on
I
there.
mean, it's like some of the
Majority
big
of them.
ones are going to be on there, especially now that they're kind of incorporating webtoons and creating shows for that and things like that. Like, man, Crunchyroll is definitely the place to be. And don't get me wrong, I've definitely used the non-premium Crunchyroll, and it's still great. Yeah, you're going to get the ads here and there, but I mean, you still gotta watch some dope anime, regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say the only two perks that you get from Crunchyroll Premium, which are really good perks, is you gotta keep up to date with exactly the newest episode every week, so you don't have to wait. No, don't wait. You don't have to wait like a week to unlock the previous episode, and then the new episode you have to wait a week after that. Like, it's just a huge debacle with that. And then two, you don't get ads at all, and you have unlimited watch time, so it's worth it. I think, in my opinion, if you're that big into anime, Crunchyroll Premium is definitely worth it. It's really honestly not that expensive, so I mean, I paid for it and I love it.
Yeah, I also pay for premium. So, but because you said they just hit 1 million, right?
Hmm.
I'm gonna unsubscribe and bring it back down to 9,999 because I'm a jerk.
I'm pretty sure they exceeded that number by now. So even if you
No,
did
no,
unsubscribe, okay.
no. I'm the 1 millionth, and I'm gonna unsubscribe.
Oh, poor Crunchyroll. I'll buy another subscription. I'll buy a subscription just to cancel it. You
Okay.
unsubscribe.
You're gonna cancel out my unsubscribe.
Basically, yeah. But actually, you know what? The cool part about all that, right, is for those of you that do use other websites, right? Because let's be honest, there's some pirating websites out there, and if you haven't heard, we lost a true homie, a true friend, recently, and this is why I wanted to have a huge news segment today because a fallen comrade was put to rest, and King, I know you're up there with your crown held high. KissAnime, the very popular, beloved manga and anime site, had to be shut down last week. And anime fans have some of the most mixed emotions about this whole thing because it was loved and hated by a variety of people. But
I can see why.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could see why people hate it because, like, for example, let's say if I was super salty, like, I pay for my anime, like, how come they get it for free? Like, I guess the solution would be, all right, then just watch on KissAnime then. But at the same time, a lot of companies were losing out on a lot of money, and
Yeah, that's the reason why I could see why people not there's people not liking it is because it does take away money from the industry itself
mhm,
and the anime industry is not as popular as something, for example, like video games
mhm,
or TV or movie and stuff like that. So yeah, like it does hurt the industry, watching those free on those free websites like Kiss Anime, but I'm not made out of money, Hector. Okay,
neither am I.
I work hard for my dollar, and sometimes, well, back in the day for sure. Like, this is the thing. Uh, there could be that group of people saying, "Oh, it hurts this and it does that." At the end of the day, I'm pretty sure there's not a single person in the world who has not used one of these websites like KissAnime.
True.
Everybody at least once has used it, and myself, when I was really into anime and back in high school, I was all over these websites, KissAnime, GoGo Anime, all these websites. I was all over them.
Mhm.
Okay, I watched a bunch of anime on there, and I got all the viruses, and I didn't care.
Jesus.
Okay? I didn't care. All right. And as someone who nowadays I do pay for my subscriptions like Crunchyroll.
Mhm.
I also have one for Funimation because there's some exclusive stuff on Funimation, and I love Funimation. It's a great uh, platform. Also, um, I feel like Crunchyroll does have it beat though, even
For sure.
though Funimation does have it. It does have like dubs and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Just the interface and like the volume of anime, I feel like Crunchyroll has them beat. But that's neither here nor there. Um, nowadays I have more money. So I can, I can afford a subscription, right?
Mhm.
But back in the day when I was in high school and
Mhm.
stuff
Mhm.
like that, I wasn't gonna pay. I wasn't gonna pay that money. No, I'm gonna use Kiss Anime. And unfortunately, like you said, we lost a homie. We
A
lost
real one.
a real one, a G. We gotta pour one out for the homie. We gotta pay respects for him. Dicks out for Kiss Anime. He's Kiss Anime's up there in the skies with Harambe and who else died? Who else died?
Who else
I don't
died?
want. There's some that died. I don't want to say because I feel like it's gonna be hella disrespectful. But what are like the memes that died?
Uh, honestly, the
Harambe and
biggest one is Harambe, and that's all really. That's all important. I can't think of any other memes that died, to be honest, or memers.
I, there's a whole I don't know if you've ever seen this, but when someone like famous dies or anything like that, there's a picture of like heaven
Yeah, I
and it
know
has
exactly
all
what
the
you're
people
talking
that
about.
died on there.
And the main one's Harambe in the middle, and then they're all surrounded
They're
by other
always in the
people.
middle,
Yeah,
yeah. So I feel like they're gonna add Kiss Anime to that. Who
that'd be
knows, maybe.
hilarious.
But like, yeah, that picture has like everybody. Like, it has like Kobe Bryant. It has Billy Mays. Like, it has a bunch. Like, pretty much everyone that died. It's such a funny meme. But it's also like Pop. I think Pop Smoke's on there too. The
Oh
rapper.
yeah.
Like, it's such a funny thing. But anyways, I'm gonna pay respects to Kiss Anime because, like I
Mhm.
said, without Kiss Anime, without those type of websites, I'm pretty sure I never would have went as deep as I did with anime. I never would have found the anime that I love, that the genres that I enjoy, all the memories of all the awesome shows that I watched. Like, without, even though people say like, hey, it's bad for the industry, these websites tend to be the the connection or the way that people kind of start their journey with anime or really get that push, really jump into anime with these types of websites. So I have nothing against them.
Yeah, no, and
And
honestly, the biggest thing about the pirate sites, specifically Kiss Anime, is you could find animes that aren't out there anymore. Like they archive
exactly,
everything. So that was my
exactly.
biggest uh like shot to the heart, man, because like there was animes that I absolutely love that I could only find on like pirated sites. And granted,
Yeah,
yes, I
like
understand that it hurts the industry, but like they take them off from like Crunchyroll. Like they have limited time for them to have these on their sites. So like being able to just find it whenever, free of ads. Just be careful with the pop ups. Like that's literally it. That's all you have to worry about. But it's there on KissAnime, and yeah, there's other ones like there's like Kiss/Anime, which I use that one for like Pokemon because I can only find Pokemon on there because it's not on Funimation, it's not on Crunchyroll, it's not on Hulu, it's not on Netflix. Like I still to this day use pirated sites for animes that I can't find, or I know that they're not on any of the sites that I use. So it's like they're essential for anime lovers. You just got to be careful with those pop-ups and viruses and things like that.
yeah. So like for example, like this specifically this is gonna connect to our anime swap later on, and I'll bring it up also then.
Mm-hmm.
But like you were saying, there's some anime out there, especially the thing is like especially anime that I love that I remember back in the day. I'm like, oh man, I want to check this anime out, and I look for it and I can't find it. It's not on Funimation, it's not on Crunchyroll, like you said. And the thing is that these Crunchyroll and Funimation and them, they have contracts with a lot of these anime when how long they could stream them, how long they could publish them, and sometimes those contracts expire and either they expire and they don't renew it or they let it go, whatever, and then the anime is just it's just gone, it's just lost until someone decides to pick it up again. Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works with these streaming services with these companies. For example, for the longest of time, there's an anime that we always brought up here, and then we talked about it with John too. Is Nichijou.
Mm-hmm.
That's slice of life comedy anime. For the longest of time, you could not get that anime anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It was not on Crunchyroll. It was not on Funimation. Nobody had the rights to stream it, to publish it, whatever. It was just nobody picked it up pretty much to do that, right? And then, but there was such a high demand. It's just such a loved show, that Funimation finally decided to pick it up, and now you can watch it on Funimation. Like it was, I remember the day. It was such a like I saw it like on Twitter. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. They picked it up. Like finally, there's a way to watch this anime if you're not going through the if you're not selling the seven C's
Yeah, true.
if you're not doing the pirating and also like I was excited because now you can actually own a hard copy of it. That's the
True,
thing
yeah.
what Funimation does is that they actually on top of them streaming it they also publish it on Blu-ray and stuff like that so you can actually own a hard copy for those who want to collect them who those who want to have the Blu-ray and things like that. So that's the cool thing. That's the cool thing about Funimation and or Crunchyroll if you want to stream it. But the downside is once those contracts are up and they don't want to renew it,
They're gone.
you're stuff out of luck, right? Doo doo out of luck, SOL, right? And then you have to you have to put on your pirate hat, you put on your pirate boots, get the boat ready, and then you set sail. But unfortunately, one of the seas that we used to set sail to got shut down.
Essentially the biggest C. I mean, there's still sites. Don't get us wrong. Like there are still plenty of sites to go on. Go Anime, Kiss/Anime. Like you'll find them. Like trust me, if you need to find a show, it'll
But
be out there. But
the most
biggest
popular one,
yeah.
the biggest one that everybody used, that everybody knew about, was KissAnime.
And it was
Rest in
like
peace to the homie.
it was there for so long too, which is like insane. Like granted, it was eventually gonna happen, but R.I.P. to the homie. A real one will pour out a good one for you. And man,
I'm sad.
very very sad. But let's talk about one thing. Oh, this is the biggest one that I was super excited to talk about because there's some stuff that correlates to the things that you actually really like, Rafa. So they recently came out with a list of the top 10 manga franchises of spring 2020. So the past season of anime/manga, they were releasing the statistics for what was most sold, and here's the list. I'm gonna go from 10 to 1. So number 10, One Piece. Surprised, but understandable.
No.
Number
I'm
9,
not surprised.
I'm surprised because, well, I'm surprised because of how the arc is going right now. It's basically Oda's arc that he's been talking about since the very beginning of One Piece. He said, "I'm super excited about the Wano arc. Whenever I get to it, this is going to be my best work. I promise you, it's going to be the biggest thing in all of One Piece. It's going to be better than Marineford. It's going to be bigger than the Great War that happened during the Marineford arc." And it's barely getting to the actual fight scenes, so I'm guessing this is going to change by the time it's summer 2020, like when they release the
I
stats.
Are you surprised that it's so low, or are you surprised that it's even on the list?
I'm surprised that it's so low, but I understand it
Okay.
because right now it's kind of at a kind of like, a roller coaster. We're getting up there and we haven't hit the
Yeah,
peak yet to drop down.
it's building.
Yeah,
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 it's
yeah.
building.
So I understand why it's 10, but I'm a little surprised because some of the ones that are above this are, like I said, surprising. Number 9 is Legend of Zelda, which I didn't even know was a manga.
That's cool.
So yeah, very surprised. I think it's like manga slash comic book slash book channels, like, places of people can purchase stuff. Number 8 is Naruto Boruto. That one, not very surprised about. There's getting a lot of hype, but I kind of thought it'd be above this one, which is number 7, Tokyo Ghoul. I'm even surprised that people start buying Tokyo Ghoul stuff. I could have swore that ended already. Um,
Mm.
but there's Tokyo Ghoul. I like I said, I could have swore this was over already. People always say that the manga is better than the show, so I 100% recommend reading the manga over watching the show. The show has some iconic scenes for sure, 100%. We love Kaneki, but
That opening,
yeah,
the
and the
the
opening is
original
amazing.
opening.
Yes, it's chef's kiss. But number 6 is Dragon Ball. Not surprised. This is also doing very, very well. Um, Number 5, we're finally getting to the parts where you might get interested a little bit more, Rafa. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is number 5 on the
Yes,
list.
sir. I
So
already know. I know exactly why.
why is that?
He- uh, Iraqi, I think that's his name. The guy who makes JoJo.
Mm-hmm.
He's been working on part 8, which is called JoJolion. For like, I think they're like on chapter 100 something right now. Like, and this manga has been going on for like forever. Like, I think it's been like at least, I think it has to be like over a year since he's been working
Oh
on this
wow.
part.
Okay.
Because Iraqi, hopefully I'm saying his name right. If not, I apologize. But he doesn't, he works on his own schedule, kind of like he puts out a chapter every month.
Okay.
One chapter every month. So I know other manga artists. I think they have like maybe every week or every 2 weeks. He has a very slow. His pace is a lot slower than other people. Um, and it's just JoJo's is just hype. It's just so much hype. Now I'm not that into JoJolion. The reason why is because I haven't really given a chance to reading it, but I have watched a few YouTube videos of people talking about it. Like they do like chapter reviews and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And once in a while, I kind of check in to see where the story is at. And it is as crazy as JoJo can get. It is bonkers as ever. Like Iraqi has not lost his touch.
Oh.
He's been
Okay.
doing JoJo for since like I think the 80s is when he started JoJo. And he's still going now in 2020, and he hasn't lost it. Like he is, the powers are still as goofy and insane and crazy as they could ever get. The music references and all that stuff is left and right and everywhere. The fight scenes are still just as dynamic and as insane, and the story is it's bonkers. It's This guy has not lost a step, and his art style evolves with time. It's great stuff.
Okay.
And apparently right now Jojolian, it is starting to get towards the end. It's starting to reach its climax pretty much.
Oh, okay.
So most likely that's the reason why it's up so high is because the it's they're saying it's speculation that the story's gonna start wrapping up.
Oh well, okay, that makes a lot of sense then.
Yeah.
So it's essentially it's the exact opposite of like what I was saying about One Piece. Like it's barely getting there, and like you're actually finally, essentially getting there for JoJo. This next one again, very surprised considering we talked about this before. Demon Slayer is at number 4. That one I know for a fact is done, and I feel so bad for the people who are buying this manga because they're gonna have such a rude awakening for the ending.
Oh dang.
I was not happy with it. I was not pleased at all. But number 4, Demon Slayer. It's like like when you have like food, right? And then it tastes good while you're eating it, but then it gives you like mad diarrhea. Like
Yes.
that's the feeling I get when I think of Demon Slayer.
What I had diarrhea the other day. What did I eat that gave
That's gross. Taco Bell, I'm guessing.
No, it was not.
Actually,
I'm not a big fan
I
of Taco
really
Bell.
like Taco Bell. I'm not gonna say it's
Not a
better
fan.
than Mexican food, but I
Not
like
at all.
Taco Bell.
I would drive to your house right now and slap you if you would have said that.
Welcome to the Bento Boxcast, the anime and food review podcast.
Right. I I ate. Oh, I remember what I ate. I ate. This is. I have nobody to blame but myself. I ate an elote in a cup and some Takis with cheese.
um,
Did you-
that doesn't. I mean, the elote in a cup. Did you have like everything? Like
Yeah,
everything in the cup? Okay, yeah. Yeah,
that
I
and
can
Takis with
see why that
cheese
messed up your stomach. I
and
can see
yeah,
why,
and
but
yeah. It was my fault. Going in, I knew my butt was gonna explode, and my butt exploded. So
sorry guys for that visual. Anyways, going on to number 3 is Berserk, which I have heard very mixed reviews about this. I wanted to call it an IP. I guess you could call it an IP. This manga, this story, this creation in general. I've heard it's very gruesome and very vulgar, and there are some crazy intense scenes, worse than Goblin Slayer episode 1.
yeah,
Like I've heard some crazy negative things about this show, but I've also heard like some insane stuff when it comes to like the action and like just the story. So I don't know. I never really see myself watching it, but I have been intrigued by it.
with Berserk, there is no middle ground. It's either someone loves it or someone hates it.
Hmm.
That's just how it is with Berserk. I tried watching Berserk. I tried watching the continuation
Okay.
of Berserk, but it was like that really ugly like CG,
Yes.
and it looks so bad. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Now I haven't watched the original run of Berserk that came out a long time ago,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the one that everybody loves. That's like one of those like cult classic hits.
Ooh.
You know,
Okay.
it's not. I don't want to say it's not as popular. It's not as talked about as much as like Cowboy Bebop or or Kira or Samurai Champloo or some or those type of anime, but it is one of those anime that it does have its own following, and it has those die hard fans with Berserk.
Okay.
Of yeah, so like I said, there's no middle ground. Either you're all the way in or you hate it.
I mean, yeah, yeah, like I said, I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about it. The only good stuff, like I said, I heard was like action scenes and like the story's pretty decent, but the stuff that I definitely noticed that wasn't good, and the negative things that I heard was that it was just very gruesome, gory, and like
It's a very I don't know how the
intense.
show is going now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it's going on, but for the original run, it's a very depressing story.
Oof. Yeah, so probably won't be checking it out. But if you guys do, leave it in the comments down below if you actually enjoy it or dislike it. Tell us why. And we're finally at the top 2. The top 2 I think are very interesting. The number 1 I completely understand why. Number 2, however, is Junji Ito.
Yes, sir.
It's not
Yes.
even spooky season
Yes,
and
yes,
people are still
yes.
buying Junji Ito stuff.
You don't understand, Hector. You don't
And I don't
understand.
want to. I don't want to. I have horrible flashbacks, PTSD of the pimple guy.
Oh my
Um,
God, my boy, my main guy, my other best friend, Junji Ito.
um, yeah, Junji Ito number two on the list. I'm not surprised. I actually looked into it, and you're right. There actually is a huge following for this. Like,
You don't
it's
understand.
it's
Oh my
extremely
God.
popular. I'm not. I will say I'm only surface level in with information about this. Genre. This creator. Um, but yeah, I mean to see it number two, very surprising considering other animes are going really well in the upswing on manga. Like some of the story and arcs are pretty fantastic right now. Um, but I mean, yeah, it came out number two in spring 2020, and the number one that I'm not surprised at all. That I truly think is deserving of it is My Hero Academia, the most loved anime right now. The arc that's going on
Not
right now
surprised.
is
Not surprised.
is just fantastic. I don't want to spoil it for you because I know you do like My Hero Academia, and I know a few other people that do listen to this podcast. Excuse me, that do listen to this podcast love My Hero Academia. So I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but let me tell y'all this arc that we're going in. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And we just recently got, if you guys are kind of, missing out on some My Hero Academia anime goodness, the OVA, two new episodes of OVA came out recently. It's a training arc. It's pretty good. I haven't watched it, but I've seen some good stuff about it. It's not bad. It's borderline filler episode, but it's like the good filler episodes OVA. So check it out if you guys want to see some more anime, some more Midoriya, more Ochako. They have a nice little Ochako Midoriya love moment, which is nice. And yeah, I mean, My Hero Academia number one, no surprise at all. Honestly, no surprise.
Right, right, of course. Yeah, that's my hero. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised that Junji Ito's on there too.
Really.
It's just, dude, it's just, whew, Junji Ito, bro. And it tells you something right there that out of this whole list, everybody else other than Junji Ito is it's the name of the show or the name of the book. Junji Ito is the name of the guy who makes the stories.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have one specific story he writes. He writes a bunch of stories, like one-off stories, pretty much. And they're all great. They're all good. They're all weird. They're all crazy. And do you have any other stories? Anything else?
No, actually,
Anything
that's
for the news?
literally it. That was the last biggest one that I want to talk about, and this was by far the longest news segment we've ever had, and it was such a chunky one.
Okay, okay. Well, uh, thank you, Hector, for the news. Now, moving on. The reason I was asking you if you were done, because our next segment here on the Bento Boxcast, it is uh, the manga recommendation, right?
Oh,
If I'm
yes.
saying that correctly. And this time, I'm recommending. Wait a minute.
Wow.
Me,
Okay.
Rafa, I don't read manga. I don't. But the few that I do read, I can recommend. And the reason why I was asking you if you were done or not, because the manga that I was going to recommend is Junji Ito's work.
Why am I not
Look at that.
surprised?
Look how I connected.
Oh.
Um, Junji Ito's work. It is a horror masterpiece.
Mm.
If you love to see gruesome, messed up, crazy, out of this world stories, if this is your thing, check this guy out. This guy is literally considered a Hall of Famer, a legendary horror manga artist. There's a reason why he is number two on that list. There is no shows. There is a one of his stories. It is in production right now. I think it's going to be on Netflix. I think it's going to be a Netflix exclusive. I could be wrong. I have to look into it. But it's one. It's either it's Umuzaki, Uzumaki. I think I said that right. It means the spiral, like the spiral shape. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
It is one of if it's not the famous, it's one of his most famous works. Okay. This one I would recommend everyone to check out. The premise pretty much is that there's this small town, and the town themselves get obsessed with the shape of a spiral, right? I'm pretty sure you guys have done that shape, a little spiral on your notebook or whatever.
Hmm.
The town gets the town gets so obsessed with this shape. It's not even a thing. It's just like a little like a drawing, a shape. It's really nothing, right? Just an idea of whatever, a spiral. The town gets so obsessed with this idea of a spiral that people were literally cutting spirals into their skin or mutilating themselves to have spirals on their bodies. Their bodies would twist and shape and to have spirals there. Like literally, the town turns into a spiral. All the houses line up into a spiral. It goes in a direction you do not expect, and the body horror is intense. It is disgusting. It is something I'm telling you, do not forget. If you love horror anime, if you love seeing things like this is the man to check out. There's another story. It's called Hanging Balloons. I don't know if I've talked about this before on the podcast, but it's about this a pop idol.
Hmm.
Uh, a pop idol. She kills herself. It was like a suicide, right? And then out of nowhere, these giant balloons come from the sky. At the end of the balloons, there's a noose tied to it. You know what a noose is, right, Hector?
I think you have talked about this before.
Right? You know the noose when you hang yourself. You know.
Yes, sir.
So then these balloons come out. They have the each balloon is connected to one person, and that balloon is trying everything and anything to kill you, and there's no way out. That's literally the premise of that story. Okay, just try to imagine something like that, right? So Junji Ito does works of apocalyptic scenarios, stuff like that, like what I was talking about with the hanging balloons, Uzumaki, right? End of the world situations. But he also does psychological stuff too. He has this one story. I think it's called like The Bully or something like that. It's about this about a mom who when she was a kid, she used to be a bully. She used to pick on this little kid. And then, she grew up, she got married, she had her own kid, and then the husband leaves her, right? And then she kind of has like, if I remember the story correctly, she kind of has like this mental breakdown, and she starts calling the kid after the her son after the kid that she used to bully, right?
Interesting.
So then, dude, it's so scary. It's so scary, and they don't even. The thing is, like, they don't even show you what this woman's gonna do to this kid. Okay, one of the last few panels on the story is that she dresses up like how she used to when she was a kid. She has like the ponytail, like the pigtails, and she's like in her school uniform. And the last thing you see, the last thing that you see in this manga is her holding her son's hand, and they're just walking down the street, and you know for a fact that this woman is going to abuse this child, and there's nothing you can do about it.
What the hell?
You know that this woman she was a psychopath. She used to bully this little kid back in the day, and she had a mental breakdown. Her husband left her, and she's like, "I'm gonna bully my son." And she started calling her son after the kid she's a bully. Imagine the one person that you would look for safety, your own mom, being the person who tortures you day in and day out. Horrifying. I can't even imagine it. You hear what I'm saying, Hector?
I mean,
Do you feel the chills in your body right now, my guy?
I wouldn't say chills, but more pissed to know that there's a story about that.
It's horrifying. Imagine yourself in that situation. You're like what, like a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old. What the fuck you gonna? Well, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? This is the horrific beauty of Junji Ito. He gives you stories from, like I said, apocalypse, the end of the world. Son of a gun. The end of the world. Things you cannot handle. Things you cannot even grasp. Just it is the end of the world. Nobody can help you. It like cosmic horror type stuff. He has stories like as big as that, all the way down to literally domestic abuse. Holy smokes! This guy covers it all. He has some of the best horror stories I've ever read. He has. This is one story, Hector. I don't want to spoil it, but I'm going to spoil it just to get my point across to you, Hector.
Mm-hmm.
This is one story called the. I think it's called the next door neighbor or the neighbor next door, something like that. This family moves in to their new house, and the son, his room is on the second floor, and his window is parallel to the window to the neighbor's window that's right next to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like right next to each other. And every night the boy's trying to sleep. Oh man, I'm so tired. And he gets some sleep. I gotta go to school. So he tries to go to sleep. And he hears tapping on his window. Tap 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 tap. And he looks out, like, man, who's tapping on my window? It's the lady living next door. This gruesome, disgusting, mutilated, like creature. It doesn't even look like a human being. A disgusting creature of a woman saying, "Hey, let me in. I want to spend time with you." Oh boy, I would have pooped my pants. I'm. I can't. The thing is, I'm trying to describe her to you guys. It does not. It does not. It does not give it justice. Hector, if you want to just you want me to send you a picture?
Just do it. I know you want to.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna send you a picture just so you can get an idea. So you can kind of let these people know. Okay, because I'm trying to explain to them, and the things, my words, anybody, who's trying to explain this to you, it won't be enough. You have to see it for yourself. You have to see for yourself how the detail of this man's work is, how scary this man is willing to transfer the emotion of fear to you through these pages. Okay, so give me a second. Let me look this over real quick. Okay, Hector, I just sent you the picture. Okay, I just sent it to you. I want you to take a look at it.
What the hell?
Yes, yes. Imagine trying to sleep, 2 a.m. in the morning, and that thing is tapping on your window saying, "Hey, let me in. I want to chill with you."
What the fuck? I mean, what?
Uh-huh.
Yo, that's. I don't know, man. This is why I hate horror. Anything. I hate horror anything, man. And like that's just the pimple thing was like borderline. Like I have like that fear of holes or whatever. Like I don't know if you ever seen like those hands with like a bunch of holes in them. And like seeing that pimple thing was just absolutely disgusting.
Oh my god, there's an even better story dealing with holes with Junji Ito. This went even way better than that. Way scarier than that.
Yeah, I mean, horror. I've never been good with horror, so that's why like that is a no, is a big no. We'll see. I'm sure I'll read and or watch something horror related when it comes to spooky time in anime.
Okay.
But I'll make you that promise. I'll make you that one promise. But other than that, nope. Like as of right now.
So this is what we'll do. This is what we'll do. If this new adaptation of Uzumaki comes out before spooky time,
yeah,
we'll watch it, and I want to we will review it. Okay.
Down.
If it does not come out before then, I'm going to give you a list of Junji Ito's work. I'm going to give you three of them, three of his short stories.
Okay.
I want you to read them, and then you'll review them.
We'll discuss. Okay.
Okay. We'll do. Well, that's what we'll do. Because I want to stick to Junji Ito. Because this man, like this is top tier. This is top tier anime manga horror. Okay. So you saw this the creature that's stepping out the window, right?
Mm.
Can you describe this thing to the listeners?
Essentially, it's a
It's a
thing. I think
lady.
it's a lady, but I'm gonna call it a thing that has a. Y'all ever seen Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide? He has like the pineapple head bowl cut. Or she has the pineapple head bowl cut. She has like a huge upper lip with fangs, crooked teeth coming out. She has like gaudy jewelry all over her hands and neck, and she has an ugly face riddled with like pimples. I don't know. It's disgusting.
Bumps, freckles,
It's
scabs. You
disgusting. And
don't know.
her eyes have like the ugliest bags ever, and like
Her
her nose
her
just
eyes are piercing.
it's she has like these
Piercing.
elongated nails that look like claws. Like she just looks horrendous, disgusting. Truly, we'll have nightmares seeing this picture.
Like imagine this thing tapping at your window in the middle of the night saying, "Hey, let me come inside. Hey, invite me over. Let me climb through your window." Excuse me? I don't even know if you're human. What do
Nuh-uh.
you want? Right? So, just let me finish really quick with the story. So, the guy, he's like, nah, no, leave me alone. You know, just leave me alone, pretty much. He's trying to ignore her, right? The following night, he hears tapping his window again. Hey, let me in, let me in, let me in. He's like, nah, get away from me, you hag, right? So what the creature lady starts doing, she takes out like this stick, like this really long stick, trying to open up his window so she could climb through, right?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine you're already telling this creature thing to f off, to leave you alone, and now because she's this creature thing is not getting a yes from you, now she's trying to force her way into your house, bro, bro. What the heck? So so the lady keeps bugging him night over night. The guy, the at one point the guy takes a stick from her and like throws it on the ground, like leave me alone, you crazy lady. So he eventually tells his parents like, hey, the neighbor next door, you know, she's messing with me. We got to get out of here. We're not safe. So then they leave, and then the last thing you see, this is the part that really got to me. The last page you see of the story is that literally, literally, the house itself, the lady's house itself, it almost like it became alive and it extended outward to the point where her window was right next to his window.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. If he stayed there one more night, it would have been over. She's some, I don't know. There is no explanation how. But somehow this lady, this thing, this creature was able to force her was forcing away her way into this guy's room. And she was almost there. Literally, it's almost like if the house became alive and it extended out trying to grab this guy. Dead. I would lose my mind. You don't know. You don't get it. You don't get it. I can tell you don't get it. You have to read it.
It just sounds
Okay.
spooky.
It's whoo hectic. And there's way worse ones. There's ones that are even crazier. That one's spooky. That one's scary. Okay. There's way worse ones. There's way crazier ones. Um, I'm not. There's one called the Army of One. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. That one's so good. That one's so good. Army of One's good. The I forgot the name. The Igmata of something. I can't even remember the full name. Like there's a mountain there's an earthquake and this mountain splits open, like
Mm-hmm.
it opens up, and then inside the mountain there's carvings, like holes in the mountain, shaped as humans, like a human
Hmm.
silhouette, I guess you can say.
Okay.
And each hole is connected to a certain person. So the closer you get to the mountain, the more you feel like I have to find my hole. I have to find my hole. That's it. I'm not gonna see what happens. I'm done. I'm done. Junji Ito, check out his work. If you're really into horror anime, check out his work. His work is top notch, top tier. There's a reason why this man gets so much praise. Not just by me, by everyone. There's a reason why this
Really?
guy's number two on the list. Okay, amazing stuff. And if you might not even be into horror anime, the detail this guy puts in his work, it's insane. It is insane. Okay, if you guys want, let me know on Twitter. I will tweet some of his images out, or just I want people to see this work, man, because this I've never seen manga like this. Like
Mm.
it's crazy, and the how this guy puts his work together, how he uses the shadows and the blacks, uh, the detail, like the detail of that lady that I was just saying to you. How long do you think he spent working on that to
I
make this
mean,
gruesome,
days,
bro?
hours. I don't know.
It's
It's insane.
disgusting looking, isn't it?
I will say
It's
though, this sounds like a
disgusting.
very like niche type of like a manga read. Like it, specifically, it's just catered to his fans and like who he is as a person and what he can create. It's really I can't say I've seen anything that resembles anything as horrific as and I keep going back to it, the pimple scene. Like that's disgusting.
It is top tier horror. This is not niche. This is top tier. Okay, that's my recommendation. I want everybody to check it out. Hopefully, you guys enjoy it, especially if you're into horror stuff. This is some really good stuff. I have two of his books. One of them just came out, like a collection. Like they took like a collection of his work, put into a book,
Mm-hmm.
and there's two. I have two of them, two hardcovers on my bookshelf. I'm trying to find more. I just love this guy's work. It's just I don't read a lot of manga, but this guy he's my favorite one.
Interesting. Okay.
Top tier. Yeah. Um, that's all I got. That's my manga recommendation. Whew. Oh my God, Hector, what a recommendation did I just give?
Oh,
Jeez.
it's definitely a good one. And I
Yeah,
can't say I'm interested because I'm not, because I'm not, I'm not gonna read horror, man. Like I just can't.
it's understandable. It's understandable. It's a fun, interesting read, and especially if that's what you're into. Uh, if you're not really into horror, I can see you not wanting to jump into that type of stuff because yeah, he has some pretty intense stuff, really intense
It
work.
looks gnarly.
Yeah, really gnarly stuff. But moving on from that, enough of me talking about manga. Let's us you and me, Hector,
Mm.
talk about anime because it is time for the best, our most favorite, the top of the top segment around here. Anime swap.
Oh.
The one, the only, the original, unlike the from that other podcast. Anime swap. Now, I want Hector to start. I want you to start, Hector.
Oh yeah, of
Because
course.
because I recommended you Stella, Women's Academy. I forgot the rest of the name of the show, but it's the
Oh, trust me, I know the show. It's called Stella Women's Academy High School Division Class C3.
yes. Now, before you start, I want to apologize to you
Mm.
because
I wonder
when
why.
I yes, because when I was looking into let's see what anime should I recommend to Hector. Let me see. Oh, Stella, yeah. Oh, let me see where it is. It's on Crunchyroll. Awesome, no problem. So I said it. I was like, I wrote it down. I'm like, this is the one I'm gonna recommend to Hector. Whatever, whatever. We did the episode. I gave you a recommendation, and then later on the night, I was like, oh man, talking about that anime, I want to watch it again. I pulled up Crunchyroll, and it's not there. I was shocked. I'm like, what happened? It was just here a few days ago. I don't know what happened, Hector. It's gone. It's gone. And I
So,
didn't know that.
what I can tell you as to why is because it So it shows up on there, but it's because it's one of those. We had it licensed for Crunchyroll for a certain amount of time, and then they had to get rid of it. But they keep up the summary or like the picture of it on there.
Yeah.
So I looked it up on Crunchyroll, couldn't find it. Looked it up on Funimation, looked it up on Hulu, looked it up on Netflix, and I'm like, all right, this is nowhere, literally nowhere. So I was like, all right, time to
Yeah.
resort to my pirated sites. I found it and actually looked it up on Google, and I was like, oh, it says it's on Crunchyroll. So I looked at it, and it took me to the page with the summary and everything. So I was like, all right, cool, pirate site, whatever. KissAnime, shout out to it's like the Kiss/anime, which is where I watched it. And I have some notes. I watched the 3 episodes. I will say, just right off the bat, I'm not gonna blue balls you. I'm not gonna make you wait for the overall topic, or rather review. But I will say it was okay. It was I would say it's like number 3 at the bottom of my list. Like it's not the worst one, but it's I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it was my 3rd least favorite one. However, I liked a lot of things that happened in the shows itself. Like, for example, the way they show the school in episode 1, fantastic. How she goes through everything, the cherry blossoms. Like, my favorite part of the whole, like, just showing of the school was that the cherry blossoms were used as a transition from one, like, area of the school to another. I thought that was fantastic. I love cherry blossoms. I love that they implemented that a lot, and how she went around and she was very shy, and then she saw how, like, the one girl who was also a freshman was, like, approached by the other classmen and things like that, and how her story alone was just so wacky, and her interactions with the BB gun club. I forget the exact name for the club. Also, I don't know if I know this is a trend in anime and manga and things like that, but there was a lot of, like, borderline weird camera angles where they show it's essentially like a panty shot, but her skirt was flowing, and because there was a lot of low angle shots. And I was super surprised because I'm like, this anime does not look like anything Rafa described to me when he was first telling me to watch this show. And I'm like, okay, this seems like
I don't remember that.
I'm telling you, there was so many scenes where, like, they were really low angle, and it's essentially like, the etchy-ish panty angles, but I was like, why is this showing me, like, from her ankles up? Like, I don't I don't need to see, like, give me a regular waist up, eye level up view of her school. Like, don't give me an low angle panty shot view of whatever the grandiose size of this school is and things like that. I was like, this is kind of weird. But yeah, like, it was just so lively and boppy, and like it looked very on the brighter side of a slice of life anime. You've, like, told me, and then it got to the part where, like, I would say the one part I actually laughed a lot is when she jumped on the senior's bed and then she saw the gun. She's like, surely that's a prop. Like, that can't be real.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. And then she goes through all her shit, which is, wow, invasion of privacy. But she found, like, costumes and things like that, and then she was, like, rolling around like Rambo, which is hilarious. I loved that they kept using Rambo as, like, just in the manga and the anime in general. The amount of guns that I saw throughout the first 3 episodes were insane. They had, like, AUGs, they had, like, P90s, they had, like, pistols, they had, like, LMGs, and how, like, they were all knowledgeable. Oh, maybe I should bring the MG34 this time around when we do this game. I was like, what the hell? But the biggest takeaway that I got, the biggest impactful thing that happened in that anime was the grasping versus gripping rice ball scene. I don't know if you remember that at all.
Go into more detail.
So essentially, the main senior girl, the captain of the club, in order to learn how to grasp a gun and be good with a gun, you have to make a good rice ball, according to her master.
Yes. She's
tasting the rice balls that the freshman, or the main character, is, like, made, and she's like, wow, these are delicious. And then she noticed, she's like, wait a minute, these rice balls weren't grasped. No, yeah, grasped. They were gripped or some shit like that. It was gripped or grasp. But yeah, like there is like a difference in how you make rice balls, and if you make it the way that her master said, then you have a good holding skills of wielding a gun and things like that. And you can hold the gun, and I was like, how does making a rice ball correlate to being able to handle a gun? I was super confused, but I was like, that is such a goofy, like interesting thing, and like I was like, all right, that's cool, but other than that, like the way that the club members each had their own plan to get her into the club, and how one of them was like, "Oh, sign your name here, and I can tell your fortune." And it's like them like trying to get her to sign the petition or not the petition, the club activities page, and the other one was like, "Oh my God, hi!" Like they all dressed up. I noticed that a lot of people also online were saying that the brown haired girl was like the best girl in that show.
Hmm.
The one that talks to her the most at the beginning and things like that, and yeah, like I said, the first three episodes I wouldn't say that they were bad. I enjoyed the little things here and there, but it's not my it's not in the top three, top five favorite shows that you've recommended me. I would say. I would still
Hmm.
say, yeah, it's a good watch. Go watch it for sure for those who are interested in it. It's like I said, it's definitely a weird type of show, but or no, not a weird type of show. It's a different type of slice of life club activity type show. So I mean,
Yeah.
I like I said, I enjoyed the little bits that I did enjoy. Favorite part was the grass versus gripping rice ball thing, but yeah, that's my review.
Okay. I I honestly don't know what to expect from you from this. Because like yeah, it's not the typical slice of life show.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say if you are still kind of on the fence about it, try to watch it up to the point where when they go to an actual competition,
Mm-hmm.
when they actually go out there and go against other teams and stuff like that. To really, I feel like at that point, the show really,
Picks up.
really finds its footing
Okay.
once they actually start going to competition and things like that. So I would say try to give it up to that point. If you're still not really vibing with it, then whatever, just you can just forget about it. Because at that point, that's pretty much the whole show right there. It's these girls in the club and they go to competitions and things like that. Like if that hasn't sold you by that point, then just forget about it.
Okay.
So I'll say try to don't give it until at least then, just to kind of get an idea of because you still haven't seen them in full in action.
Yeah,
Like
because
when
they just
they're
went through the training ground type thing. Yeah.
yeah, you haven't really seen them how they actually work as a team in an actual match and things like that. So like that's its own fun twist to the show also. So I would recommend still kind of sticking around just to at least see that. Um, cool. And it's not K-On, nothing beats K-On at the end
For
of the day,
sure.
but whatever. Um, right. So moving on, I watched Black Clover, which is what you recommended me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I thought I could have sworn I saw the first episode a long time ago. Rewatching it, I must have gotten confused with a different anime because it's nothing what I remember. Um, for sure. What's his name? Atsuta or
Mm-hmm. Asta.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to shut up. First of all, he needs to shut up. He is like he yells so much.
Mm-hmm.
He does not stop, and it's just like, oh my God, shut up. Like for me, I first the first episode. If I only watched the first episode, I would have dropped it immediately. The first episode did not sell me at all. Yeah, I was just like, oh my, it's just this kid. He's annoying. He's yelling. He doesn't shut up. Like it's too much. It's just too much. The show started. Uh, it was just too much. On top of him yelling, the priest was being goofy. Everybody was yelling. It was just a bunch of noise. It was a lot happening. I did not like the first episode at all. Okay, not a fan of the first episode. The show is finally starting picking up with episode two, where they start giving the backstory about him and his twin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yoon or Yoon, I don't remember his name.
You know.
Uh, you know. right. Start giving the backstory how how used to cry all the time, and then Hasta La Vista guy was always there to help him out, and the whole thing with the with that one dude who's trying to steal the medallion or pendant thing that the had, and the little kid went and Hasta La Vista was trying to take it back or whatever. And then like also the guy who's stealing the pendant, why didn't he just run away? Why did he just stay there? That didn't make any sense. So I was just like, bro, they're two little kids. You can literally just walk away. But he stood there. That was just like, okay, whatever. I'll overlook that, I guess. That was dumb. But whatever. It's they're setting up the story. Whatever. It's fine. And then they're like, oh, and then Asa Lavisa has no magic, and everybody's making fun of him, and that one little kid's annoying the little boy who gives him like super attitude.
Hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? Him, I don't like him. I'm like, bro, shut up. Leave this guy alone. You give him so much attitude. I didn't like that. I also didn't like that Asa Vista kept proposing to the nun. I'm like, bro, just let it go. I get it. It's the joke. He wants to marry her, but I'm like, jeez, I get it. Everybody gets it. Shut up. You like her. Shut up. That's the one thing that kept. I was just like, shut
Stop
up.
it.
Shut up. Like, like Hasta La Vista guy, shut up. Like, you need to stop talking. He just kept going. He's like the worst. If they took like the worst personalities of like Naruto and amplified it by 10, that's Hasta La Vista guy.
Yeah.
He would not shut up. He just kept going and going. And he also has his own catchphrase. Naruto has believe it. This guy had what was it? Follow your dream. I don't even remember what his catchphrase
To be
was, but
honest, even I don't remember.
yeah, but he has his catchphrase. He has his own
Yeah.
believe it. I'm like, of course he has his own believe it, and of course he is literally the twin. He's the worst side of Naruto, the twin of Naruto. It's just Naruto amplified to 10. Uh, the thing is, I didn't like him at the beginning, but over time, I started warming up to him a little bit more.
Hmm.
Like, yes, you're annoying. Yes, you don't shut up, but you're kind-hearted. You're the hero. So eventually I'm gonna end up liking you because just like Naruto,
He's
people
the
like
shonen
Naruto.
protagonist. Yep.
He's the shonen. Yeah, exactly right. So he's gonna win you over eventually. Fine, whatever. Um, I like that guy is super powerful. He's like the Sasuke pretty much
Yeah.
or whatever. But I like how he's like even though he's mean or he's kind of like standoffish with Hasta La Vista guy, he's not evil or he's not like I don't know. It could change later on. I don't know how it happens. Just like with Sasuke, later on he became like a bad guy. I
Hmm.
hope he doesn't become a bad guy. I hope he stays, they stay being rivals or whatever. Um, I the whole thing with the book that was cool with the clovers and stuff like that. The explanation was pretty cool. So it seems like the Asa Lavisa guy doesn't have any magic, but he could like suck other people's magic and use it for himself. That's what it seems like. I could be wrong,
Yeah, I mean, it's
but that
essentially as anti-magic. That's his grimoire. Uh, Literally, that's it. Like he just has anti-magic. He negates any type of magic, regardless of the typing or anything. So
okay.
that's his quote unquote magic.
Because it looks like for example when he ran into the bull captain guy in episode I think it was episode 3 or episode 2. He ran into him and the bull guy's captain started grabbing his head
Hmm.
and it was like gonna crush his head and then like the Asalisa guy started like his muscles started like growing almost.
Oh no, that's literally just him. He
Oh,
compensates
okay,
for
that's
not
just him.
having
Okay,
magic with being muscular as like AF.
yeah, like he's always training and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like oh the other thing that was like the other thing I was like, okay, dude, I get it. When he was like working, I was like 997, 998, 999, 1,000. I'm like, bro, I get it. You work out,
You
like,
lift, bro. You lift.
yeah, like Jesus, I get it. All right, man. Um, Also, the one thing that I was a little bit confused, but I kind of just like overlooked it is when they were doing the trials to see if they become one of the knights. At the first trial was that they had to ride the broom or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I could have sworn they said is that like if you didn't pass this trial, you're out. I thought they said that, but apparently it wasn't true because the Asta guy was through.
I think
He
it
went through
was
all the
like
trials.
I think it was a like evaluation of all of these things. Like, okay, he gets a 0 on this, but he can fight really well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a
Right,
yeah.
right. I mean that's pretty much what ended up happening. Right, he failed
Mm-hmm.
everything except for like the fighting. But I could have sworn at the beginning they said um,
If you can't do this,
we,
it's a fail.
you
Yeah.
can't do this, you're pretty much out. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I could have sworn that's what they said. But either way, he has no magic, so he can't do any of the magic. But then it was time for him to fight, and he beat up that one guy who's being nice to him with the sword, which that's super cool. I love how he just pulls out the sword out of the book. And he's just waving it around like that. I think that's so awesome, and he clearly. Well, also another thing I don't have like a problem with it, but it's a bit of a nitpick. They kind of spoil what's gonna happen in the opening and the ending. With some of the characters. For
Mm-hmm.
example, I know that Asta La Vista guy and the girl with the white ponytail or the pigtails or whatever. I know they're both gonna be on the Bull Eye squad. I know that is gonna be part of the Sun squad or whatever they're called.
Yeah, the
Because
Ghoul
in the
Squad. Yeah.
opening they're wearing the like a rope thing and you see the symbol on it
Mm-hmm.
of each squad. So I'm like, oh, the opening kind of spoiled where they're gonna end up. And so I was like, that's a bit of a nitpick. I didn't like that much. Uh, Opening ending, I can skip the opening ending. Not really a big fan. Um, I watched. I think I kept watching. I think I'm on episode 5 right now of
Oh wow.
Black
Okay.
Clover. I'm not super sold on it.
Understandable.
Um, eh, the the main reason why I kept watching it is because nothing really happened between episode 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like he got his book or whatever, and then that one guy's like, he was trying to steal the book from or whatever. Remember the guy with the chains?
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that. So like is that episode 4? I feel like at a certain point, like through episode 2 and 3, I feel like there was nothing really happened. Kind of, like I think episode 2 was just them walking to the capital, and episode 3 was them going to the trials or whatever. So like I feel like there was like I feel like I didn't get enough of the show yet to really determine how I felt. You know.
Okay.
So that's why I watched, episode 4. I think I started episode 5 just to get a little bit more of a feel of the show because I feel like the 3 episodes didn't really sell the show enough to me to see if I liked it or not. Um, I do like it, but it's not a show. It's not one of the first shows I'm going to go back to.
Makes
The
sense.
ones
Okay.
you recommended. I do want to see where it goes. I do want to see where it goes with Hasta La Vista. I want to see what happens with if he becomes a bad guy, if they take him down the Sasuke route, and I also want to see more of the white hair, the girl with the white hair, with the pigtails.
Noel. Yeah.
I want to see what's her deal. What's up with her. I also want to get to learn the rest of the group of the bull guy group because apparently they're like the misfits.
Mm-hmm.
They're the bad boys of the group. So that stuff like that always interests me, like the group of the misfits, or the guy the outsider group, stuff like that. I want to see how they are. Kind of like in Fire Force, it's the what's the
Section
name of
8.
the yeah, like Section 8 or Section 7 with the guys who just they're doing their own thing. They don't really care about the rules type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know
I
that
mean,
that
the Black Bulls are literally that. They're like the outcasts of the Magic Knights, and like every single character has some kind of like goofy thing about him. It's hilarious. Like, for example, one of them, his name is Luck. He just loves to fight, and he'll challenge anyone and everyone. Like, he's kind of an idiot, but like when it comes to fighting, he's one of the top in the Black Bulls. Um, and like essentially, he'll like, let's say he's in like a supermarket, right? And like this little old lady talks to him, and he's like, "Oh, that's cool, but do you want to go fight? Like, do you want to fight me? Like, hey, we should fight."
Damn.
And it's just like all he cares about is fighting and like testing his like ability to just beat people, and like he's really really strong. So like each one has their little quirks to them and like what they are, and the cool part about Black Clover is that they eventually do kind of give you more backstory on each and every single character, and you kind of get to learn to love them more. And I mean, it also doesn't hurt the fact that you get some fan service here and there. So
Hmm. Yeah, not against it. But it's not, like I said, it's not gonna be my first choice. If I had to choose between like a shonen to follow right now, I would choose Fire Force over this, hands down. Fire Force is just top tier right now.
I can
Like,
agree with that.
in fact, yeah. So, but I'm not against it. It's just I'm gonna take one of your lines. It's for sure gonna be on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that I'm gonna get to later on. It's not gonna be one of my first choices to get back to it, but I don't hate it. Nothing against it. Just it might take me a little bit more time to get into it.
Okay, okay, respectable.
Yes, 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 yes. Now, oh my God, we're not even done. We have one more anime to talk about because, as you guys know or may not know, you listeners out there can also give us anime to watch. Just like our the main guy, the main commentator, the number one, Josue recommended us. Um, I don't know how to say this word.
Yawamushi pedal.
Thank you, Yamamushi Pedal. He recommended his anime in the comment section from last episode. I'm assuming you watched it, right? You watched the
Mm-hmm.
3 episodes. I also watched the 3 episodes. And Hector, go ahead. I'm gonna you start.
um. Okay. So I was told it was a sports anime. And to be honest, this was an anime that was recommended to me before that I always kind of said, anime about bicycles, like I'm good. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. And I know we've talked about this before, where you and I believe you and John kind of ragged on me about like how like, but you love Haikyuu, and yes, I do love Haikyuu. I think it's the better
Which
anime.
is a volleyball
Yes, yeah, I
sports
understand
anime.
that. However, I
Yeah.
was. I mean, I don't know how to. I was able to fall in love with the characters easier in Haikyuu than I was with this show. I truthfully did not like the main protagonist whatsoever.
What?
Um,
Okay. Okay,
yeah,
continue.
I didn't like him. I thought he was just too. I don't know, like too. He seemed very pathetic, but then he had like the ability to do things like. Obviously, with his little mommy bicycle in the first episode, he can do stuff that like the bicyclist competing athlete couldn't do as easily and things like that. Like I could tell, and I'm gonna use one of Josue's lines. Like it's essentially a character who shouldn't be able to do this, but he can. Essentially, kind of like Kirito and Sword Art Online. So like I can see why people would like this show. I could see why he enjoys this show, but yeah, I mean, it just really wasn't for me, man. Like, it had some good scenes here and there. Um, I don't know. I just feel like the characters just weren't it for me, so I couldn't really get stuck with the show itself. If you get what I'm saying.
Hmm.
So I mean, yeah, that's honestly it. Like I said, I can see why people like it. I see why, and I understand why it's a. I don't even know if it's a popular anime, but I can see why it has a fan base.
It is very popular
Yeah.
because it has multiple seasons. I think there's like at least 5 seasons, 6 seasons.
So again, I can see why. I get it. I do. It just wasn't for me. And I do. Literally, the only sports anime that I've actually liked is Haikyuu. So that like I feel like that's my my limit on sports animes. I've never really tried any other ones. The only one that actually really interests me is the basketball one, but other than that, like that's it. Like this one, it just did not hit the mark for me. It's not even one of those that I put on a back burner. Like I just don't want to continue watching this. I was like 3 episodes, cool,
Oof.
done.
Oof. Yikes. Ah, my God. Let me tell you why you're wrong. Okay? First of all, I like this guy. I like the main guy. Okay? He's a nerd. You should like this guy. He's one of us. He likes anime. What's your problem? Like, how do you hate him? He likes anime.
He's like, I don't know. I don't want to be prejudiced towards anybody, but he was like that deep end, like over the top. He was. Oh, there you go. That's the word. He was just too over the top with it. Like the scene where he was like, "Oh no, the anime club's not available. Like you need 5 or more members. Come back when you have 5 or more members." I'm like, and he was like, "Boom, boom, boom, boom," like banging on the door. He's like, "No." I'm like, that's too much, guy. Calm down.
Uh, yeah, he's devastated because that was his only way to make friends.
I just don't like him. I don't know what to tell you. I
Oh
just
my
could not
God.
like him.
Anyways, because Hector, I can tell you're a bully. That's why you're a bully. You pick on people who you consider weak. I can tell. But this guy, he ain't weak. All right, let me tell you. Listeners, don't listen to Hector. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Let me listen to me. Okay, this is a good show. Okay, you, I love how they, in a sense, build this guy up. Okay, because um, for example, this guy rides a mommy bike every day to school, right? So I don't know if you guys know what it's a mommy bike, but it's a one speed bike. You can't shift gears or anything like that. So it goes at one speed. Those bikes tend to be pretty heavy. They're just kind of like a really casual bike, right? It tends to have like a basket in the front, whatever, right? A mommy bike. He rides it every day to school, and then every week he said himself, every week I ride it to Abikara. Akibara. I'm pretty sure I messed it up, but it's like the shopping district where there's a bunch of like anime and video games and like all that. Like the whole section, like the whole block. It's like it's all that's all what it is. It's all that maid cafes. It's it's like that one. If you are into anime, if you consider yourself a weeb and otaku, and you go visit uh Japan, that's like one of the like the spots you visit, like the holy land
The
of
Mecca.
anime nerds, right? That's yeah, the Mecca, right? That's the spot in Japan you go to. So he's saying, I go there every week. Every week I go there, and everybody's like, yeah, you take the bus, right? You take the train, right? He's like, no, I bike it there. They're like, you don't bike it there. Why are you lying? You don't bike it there. And they gave out the like numbers, like it's like 40 kilometers or something like that. And I was like, what does kilometers mean? I don't know what that is. We use miles here in the United States. So I looked it up. It is about 30 miles one direction. So this kid is pedaling. He's on a bike for about 60 miles every week, back and forth, and he's doing it under like 2 hours or something. Like he's going pretty much, right? So pretty much is that like this guy has like in a sense this guy's been doing like training since like he was 4. That's when he got the bike. When he was in 4th grade, should I say? That's when he got the bike. And ever since then he's been riding his bike everywhere and to over there, over here, whatever. Right? So this guy has like he must have like the most defined legs in the world. This guy's glutes must be insane. Okay, and so, but anyways, this guy like this kid's just riding his bike, and then and then riding his bike to school. In that school, there's 2 pathways to the high school. There's a front pathway, which is like the schools are kind of like on top of a hill, like or a mountain. So like the front path, it's a longer path, but it's not as like slopey, right? It's not as vertical.
Yeah, so
Like
essentially it's like less hills on it. The slope is like very minimal compared to like
you're
the
right.
back
It's
gate.
right. So like kids walk to school using that path. It's really easy, right? Simple. You can ride your mommy bike up that like no problem. There's a second path towards the back where like cars use, and it's like super slopey. Like it's really hard to go up,
Mhm.
right? Like I don't know if you ever. I'm pretty sure everybody has. Whoever anybody's ridden a bike, but ever ridden a bike uphill, it's such a hassle. Like you're
Huge.
struggling. You get tired. Oh, you get tired fast, and you're pedaling. I haven't been. I have not been on a bike in years, but I remember the few times that I did, and when I was going uphill, hated every second of it. Right? So then, this kid is just riding his bike like it ain't nothing. He's singing and whistling to this anime song. It's like Hime 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 or whatever. He was singing that song, like the princess song, and just like not even breaking a sweat, riding his bike on his super slopey, like crazy slope, back hill, like path. And then like one of the like professional biker kids sees him. He's like, man, how is he doing that? He challenges the kid to a race. The like Hector said, the main kid wants to open up the anime club again because it's shut down. And the kid and just following the trope. This is what I liked. This is what I liked a lot about this anime, is that it was kind of following that trope of like, oh, the main guy has to beat this guy, and if he beats that guy, that dude has to join what he wants to do, like his club or his group or whatever. In other anime, the main guy wins typically, right? So then the other guy has to join his group. This time around, excuse me, excuse me. This time around, the main guy loses, but by very little. Like this guy gets helped out with he gets a few pointers by like some other people who are like really into biking and stuff like that. And this guy, this is what I love about it. The main guy, this kid was just he's a nerd. He's into anime and he doesn't care about bikes. He's just been riding his mommy bike for years and years and years. He he almost beats this other kid who's in the same class as him, who is into bike racing, who has a lighter bike, who's doing all these techniques and all this other stuff. And this kid is just riding his bike, and he almost beats him. I was just like, this guy is going places. I'm hyped to see how this kid, the main kid, evolves into a actual bike racer. If this guy is at this level already, without knowing nothing, without well just riding his bike, he almost beat this other guy who's into like bike racing. I
Mhm.
cannot wait to see how this kid pulls things off. I bought in. I bought in. I'm into the show. I can't. I saw the 3 episodes. I'm into it. I can't wait to see what the other characters are like. They showed the other guys, like the third classman is the guy with the shades, the guy with the long green hair, the fatty guy. I can't wait to see like how they are. And then the third episode ended with the main kid going to the holy land of anime and video games, and then this redhead guy approaches him. He's like, "Hey, like I can tell that you ride your bike a lot. It's all beat up or whatever." And if you watch the opening, he's going to be one of the main characters also, and
Mhm.
he seems like kind of like the opposite of the main guy. He's loud, he's outspoken, he's very charismatic, and he seems like he's into bikes also. So I want to see how their dynamic works. I'm all about this show. I like it. This is a show I'm for sure. This show I will for sure keep watching.
Ooh.
Hector, you are insane for not liking this show, and I feel like you just I feel like you I don't know, like I feel like you you've given up on sports anime after Haikyuu, and you're not willing to give anything else a chance.
I don't know, man. I just did not like the representation they gave for the main character at the jump. Like I understand, character arc is gonna get better, yada yada yada. But I was just like, man, like I couldn't get attached to the character. I understood that scene where he beat the guy or didn't beat the guy, but it was like just so close. But like I don't know, man. Like
But it's more than that because through this club, he's gonna find
oh,
friends.
I
He's
get it.
gonna
It just reminds me of like a shonen thing where like they start off weak and then they get super powerful, right? Like I get that. I just can't wrap my head around watching this, and I'm telling you, it's I feel like it's definitely because it's not even just the I can't watch sports animes because obviously I can because I hike you, but I just couldn't get attached to like just the premise of a bike riding anime. Like that to me just was like I don't see myself being interested in watching a bike riding club anime.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. You watch volleyball anime, but bike riding, that's when it crosses the line.
The volleyball. See, the thing is, the volleyball is secondary compared to the characters. I love the Haikyuu characters, each and every single one of them, and then the volleyball is just something that amplifies their characters.
Yeah, I'm not watching this anime to see them bike ride. I'm watching them for the characters.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Even the characters alone cannot get me connected. Like I just don't like the main character. I
Man.
don't like him at all. This is how it is. But thank you for the recommendation, Josue. Clearly, Rafa
Thank
liked it
you,
more than I
Jose.
did.
Thank you. Thank you. Don't listen to Hector. Hector is a dum dum. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know good anime, clearly, because he doesn't watch anything I recommend him anyways. Push. Pish posh. Anyways, we gotta start wrapping things up, Hector. We're going on forever and ever.
Yeah.
Let's move on to what we're gonna recommend to each other for next week. You go because I've been talking for a bit.
Essentially, I have one on the back burner, but I have one specific recommendation that is found on Amazon Prime. So if you don't have that, you're gonna have to resort to pirating sites. So keep that in mind. But it is called Vinland Saga.
Vinland Saga. Mhm.
It is. Have you seen it before?
It's not. I have not seen it, but it sounds familiar.
So it is set in the time of Vikings. It is a super popular anime that came out last year in 2019. It was a banger. It slapped so hard, and I'm gonna hype it up because it needs to be done. It's a show about Vikings who, go throughout the world and go through like the Anglo-Saxon War and things like that. I think it's called the Anglo-Saxon War, but it's essentially like Vikings and how they conquered the world and how they spread their culture and fought, and like this is super action packed and it's insane. Some of the scenes,
Oh, I seen a
clips, I'm
like a
guessing.
small clip of
Yeah,
this.
and the main character is a blonde boy. I will say the main character is kind of a female dog at times, but when it's time to nut up or shut up, my man's performs. He is oh man, the double dagger fighting, it's insane. I will say though, the only issue that I have with the show is from stuff that I've heard is that this one season is potentially the most action or the best action you're gonna get for the rest of the manga, the rest of the shows in general. Because after what happens in the first season, in the first arc of the manga, it becomes more of a different kind of story, more about his progression from boy to man. Um, but
That sounds cool.
this is just about like this first season is about revenge and him coping with the main issue that happens in the first few episodes, and it's really good. It's up there with some of my favorite episode or manga anime that I've ever watched or read. Um, it's great. I loved it. I cannot wait for you to watch it. I cannot wait to hear what you think of it. But like I said, there's 24 episodes, so there's a lot to watch. Um, but it's so good, so good, and yeah, on Amazon Prime. If you don't have that, get your pirated sites, brothers, because that's the only other way you might be able to read it or rather watch it.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be interested in this because, like I said, I have seen a clip of this show before. I think it was one of the fight scenes, and it looked insane. So, looking forward to this one. Now the one that I'm gonna recommend you, I'm somewhat following the theme with my past recommendation. This one's called Sabagebu. Hopefully I said that right. Called Survival Game Club. It is another slice of life comedy dealing with a club of high school girls who the club is about airsoft guns. It's another one.
Okay.
But this one is way more wackier. It's way more on the comedy side than the
Hmm.
slice of life side.
Okay.
So this one's more silly. So it's funny. It's really funny. The main character is the girl with like pink hair, and she doesn't give an F. So
Oh.
it's a fun watch.
Okay.
It's a really fun watch. It's it's like the thing that I find funny, or like one of the things I find funny about this show is that like they're clearly using airsoft guns or whatever,
Mm.
but like for whatever reason when they get shot, like blood comes out. Like there's animated blood coming out of them, even though it's clearly like an airsoft gun and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
and like it's kind of like they're kind of like in I don't want to say in a world that everybody uses it, but like there's certain characters that you're like you don't expect them to do it or to have airsoft guns, and they pull it and they pull it out, and they have like duels and battles and stuff like that. It's a
Hmm.
very silly show. It's a really silly comedy anime. It's like if they took Stella, the one you saw the last week or for this week, and they said, let's take out all the let's cut down the slice of life, and let's just have fun. Let's just have jokes left and
Hmm.
right and
Okay.
just a bunch of goofy stuff.
Oh. Okay. I'm actually looking forward to this one then. If that's the case, then yeah.
Yeah, this one's it's really funny. It's a really funny anime. The like I said, the main girl, the girl with the pink hair, she acts in a way that you do not expect her to act for a main character to act.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so it is a fun watch, and hopefully you like it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No. Definitely hearing the fact that it's more of a goofy side slice of life type airsoft gun club thing. Okay. I'm more interested for sure in this one then.
Yeah, it's for sure on more. It's more comedy than anything, and it's a fun watch. It's really funny, and I I can't really I didn't really describe the show because like that's the show right there.
Mm-hmm.
Is these girls hanging out with air? It's an airsoft gun club, and hijinks and shenanigans ensue.
Okay.
That's what happens. Yeah. Um. But anyways, that seems to be it, right? Nothing else. Nothing left.
That's about it.
Whew. Another beautiful podcast closing up. And here, and Hector, here you thought that we didn't have enough to talk about.
I
Look at
honestly
all,
didn't think we were gonna get to this point, but we did.
and look at us yapping away. Yep, 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 yep. Whew, I'm tired.
Bunch of chatty
So
catties.
exactly, exactly. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening as always. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. Hector, anything you want to say before I start closing things out?
Thank you so much to all of our listeners, viewers, everything we know. Like Rafa said at the top of the pod, we are on every platform, basically everyone on Anchor provided. And I can't believe that we're on Apple Podcasts. Super excited about that one. Hopefully, you guys tune in. Make sure to subscribe to that to get latest episodes, as well as like us on the Spotify and subscribe to us on YouTube. But that's it for my little part of it. You go ahead and close this out, Rafa.
All right, sounds good. Thank you for everybody who commented. Always love reading your comments. Always love interacting with you guys. Thank you, Hector, being an amazing host as
Thank you.
always. Always enjoy podcasting with you. Always enjoy talking and arguing and bull stuffing with you about everything and
Exactly.
anything anime. Um, just going to start plugging a few things here. Check out uh always, as always, always check out the Playing Pod with Alex and John for a podcast that deals with not anime. Sorry, not anime. Video games, movies, TV shows, pop culture, anything in that falls under that is not anime. Go check them out. Awesome podcast. We are beefing with them, especially Alex, but that on the side of that, it's an awesome podcast. Go check them out. Check out. They also have a t-shirt company, 3 Up Prints. If you guys need any shirts to be made, any custom shirts, anything like that, these guys are local here in Chicago. Make awesome work, quality shirts. Hit them up. 3 Up Prints on Twitter and on Instagram. I think that's the website also, 3upprints.com.
Yes, it
Go,
is.
hit them up if you guys need any special shirts for graduation, for family picnics. If you just want to have a shirt made that says Fudge Alex, whatever kind of shirt you want to be made, they got you. They'll make it. Um, follow me on Twitter at me talk anime because me talk anime all the time. Go ahead and hit me up. Follow Hector here at ultra_vman.
Yes,
and
yes.
and more importantly, follow Hector on Twitch.
Oh, yes, sir. Please
It's
do.
ultra_vman. I'm assuming
Yes,
it's
sir.
the same thing over there. Follow him on here. He streams Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone. He streamed. What else did he stream?
Destiny. We're gonna be streaming some. Ooh, what else? Oh, Fall Guys for sure. That's definitely up and coming, very
Ooh,
popular.
okay.
So definitely some new stuff. You guys will enjoy it. Trust me. Good vibes always.
Yeah. Now, and Hector, he's a pretty good gamer. Not gonna lie, this guy does some clutch things here and there. He's not like me where I'm just dying and screwing up all the time. Hector's pretty good at some of these video games. So
I just
wanna
thought of
see?
something. You might catch me and Rafa playing some Rainbow Six Siege on stream. Just saying. Just saying.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Uh-huh. Shh, shh, shh. Uh-huh. Keep that. Ooh, okay. I can't wait. I'm excited now. But anyways, follow Hector on Twitch. Again, awesome gameplay. You know, as you guys already know, because Hector he's a funny guy. Like, you can watch him play video games. Love it. I love it. Going on from that, follow us on Twitter at Bento Boxcast. If you need any updates on what's going on with the podcast, anything like that, on the Twitters, follow us there. And starting wrapping everything else up. If you're too busy to follow us on YouTube, to listen to us on YouTube, or you gotta go, to work, you gotta go to school, you gotta go do laundry at the laundromat, you have to go buy groceries, whatever reason that you cannot have the YouTube app open on your phone or on your device, check it out. Spotify, perfect. Have it played, you can lock your phone, whatever. Have it played in the background. Also, new Apple Podcasts, boom, ready. Any other platform associated with the Anchor account, boom, perfect. You can listen to us on the go, anytime, anywhere, and we got you. We got you. Don't even worry about it. Okay. Moving on from that, we're also on YouTube, of course. Our home here on YouTube. Go ahead and like the video if you haven't liked it already. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not subscribed, because I know you subscribe because you love the podcast. And of course, you always have to hit that little bell icon next to the subscribe button to get the updates, get the notifications when the next video comes out, when the next podcast comes out, because it comes out every Friday by 11 a.m. I think that's the time we set before midday. We'll just say before midday, right? So you'll get the update, you'll get notified, and of course, always comment. Always comment, always comment. We love to read your comments. It's part of the podcast. It's part of the interaction with us. Just as you see with Josue over here, with Pedro, with John, with the spam comments. It's part of the podcast. You're part. It's not just us talking about anime. You're also associated. We also talk to you. So let us know what do you guys think. What's your opinion of the things we talked about today? And anyways, that is it. I've talked enough. I need to shut up. I need to go ahead and I don't know. I just need to stop talking. Right? I just need to stop talking. I talk too much. I'm like Hasta La Vista guy. I need to shut up. I talk too much like the La Vista guy over there, the Black Clover. I need to shut my mouth. Anyways, that's it, everybody. Thanks so much. I love every single one of you. Hugs and kisses all around. Also, oh my God, Alex and John stole the hug. I give out kisses at the end of the podcast. They stole it from me. Do you remember that? They stole that from me. I do that. Y'all don't give hug. Oh my God, let's just close this out. I need to stop. I need to slow down. Thank you, everybody. I love every single one of you. I love you, Hector. Love you, kiss everybody. Don't kiss me. Don't kiss me, Hector. Oh yeah, kiss me. Everybody, I love you guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.